All right, baseball fans, and tonight we use that term. We write that word as two separate words. Baseball. We go way, 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 way back now. So hopefully Cousin Ken makes it in tonight, but we have a clash of uh, one of the earliest teams here, the Boston Red Stockings of 1875. So a lot of this team is comprised of the famous Cincinnati 1869 Red Stockings transported to Boston. And they will be facing Cousin Ken Castro's favorite team, the 1884 Providence Grays. Home opener, season opener actually for the Providence Grays. And we will have Albert Goodwill Spaulding versus Charlie Sweeney taking the hill tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and just move forward with this game. Hopefully Cousin Ken will make it in here at some point. All right. And we will be playing at Messer Street grounds. And we have rain, and it's 35 degrees. There's no wind to speak of, which is good. So we're going to try that above third base that everybody seemed to like the other night when we did some 19th century. All right. So here we go for the Boston Red Stockings. It will be Ross Barnes, Andy Leonard, Jim O'Rourke, Deacon White, Tommy Beals, Al Spaulding, Harry Schaefer, Frank Heifer, and Jumbo Latham. For the Providence Grays, Joe Start, Arthur Irwin, Paul Hines, Cliff Carroll, Jack Farrell, Barney Gilligan, Paul Radford, Charlie Bassett, and Charlie Sweeney. So you'll notice that Spaulding batting in the sixth position for the Boston Red Stockings. We are ready to get underway, and again, hopefully Cousin Ken Castro won't miss this. He will remember that I said last night that that I would be coming on a bit earlier. So said that today. Don't know if he heard that. So let's get to the ballpark. All right, let's up the sound a little bit in my ears because I like that. All right, so we're going to move this over here so we can kind of see what's going on. All right, we are about ready for the first pitch. This is Messer Street grounds. I'm not sure exactly what park this is, so do ignore the light standards. As we said, and we are ready to go. Ross Barnes will lead it off for the Boston Red Stockings. He's hitting 600 with a run batted in. And there we go, Baltimore American Bromo Seltzer. So in case anybody's having a bit of a, there you go. And here is the first pitch by Charlie Sweeney. And this one popped on the infield, and arranging for it and making the catch is Jack Farrell at second. All right, here's Andy Leonard now. And again, quite a few of these players from the 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings. Sweeney ready to deal. Here's the pitch to Andy Leonard. And he hits Andy Leonard with the pitch. And it looks like Andy Leonard injured on the play. He will be taken out of the ball game, and Cal McVeigh will be called to pinch run. I wouldn't be surprised. There we go. Ken, I was so worried you weren't going to make it, my friend. All right, so Cal McVeigh in pinch running for the injured Andy Leonard, and I'm not going to be surprised to see Cal McVeigh in here. Remember, guys, that both of these teams are pre-modern baseball, pre-1983. So it should be an interesting matchup. These Boston Red Stockings 2-0 in the season, and this is a home opener for Providence. All right, center fielder Jim O'Rourke now at the bat. He is 5 for 9 with 3 runs batted in, a .556 average. Good start for him. Sweeney has the sign from Barney Gilligan. Here is the 3-0 delivery, and this one just missing a fastball. So 2 on and 1 out, and we have to use our imagination. No fastballs in 1875, but Charlie Sweeney now dealing to Deacon White, who's hitting .364, 3 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch, And this one line to center. This is going to bring in a pair easily. So 1-run rule score. And coming in, White has himself an RBI, a triple. Hines up with it, fires it in, and McVeigh and O'Rourke come home to score, and the Red Stockings put 2 on the board here in the top of the first. Waiting on the other stream to end. Oh, I didn't know there was another one. Ah, geez. I didn't know somebody else was streaming. I was watching Robert's 2016 thing. Had I known somebody else was streaming, I would have waited. All right, Deacon White at third with the triple, and here's Tommy Beals now. Tommy Beals with 3 runs batted in, hitting .300. Charlie Sweeney from the stretch and the 2-0. Beals swings, and this one lined hard to center field. Beals has an RBI. Pardon me. And coming in to score is Deacon White. Yeah, it could. Yeah, we get rid of the light standards. I think this would work. I also worked on South End grounds, which was really nice. So later on in the season, we will see that. All right, here is Albert Goodwill Spaulding. Tonight's player in our spotlight, by the way, will be Charlie Sweeney. All right, Albert Goodwill Spaulding, 4 runs batted in. He's in the Hall of Fame, of course, as a pioneer, and deservedly so. Hitting 4 for 9. Tommy Beals at first. Sweeney deals, and I love this angle. I think I'm going to change them all. Oh, this one, hard hit to third, and that's going to be an error on the play as Charlie Bassett makes the error. So we do have a light rain falling here in Providence. Battle of New England teams. So Tommy Beals at second, Al Spaulding at first, and it brings up Harry Schaefer. Schaefer with 3 runs batted in. He is 2 for 4 in the season. Charlie Sweeney pitching with 1 down and 2 on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Schaefer swings, hard hit, line drive, base hit, left field. I have a feeling we're going to have a high-scoring game here, baseball fans. Baseball with base and ball. All right, bases are loaded. Charlie Sweeney in early trouble here as Frank Heifer steps up. Could be Heifer. We'll call him Frank Heifer. Heifer making his first appearance of the season. So we have a picture for Frank. There he is. Had to move everybody over with this angle, but I really like the way the batter looks on this. Looks like he's really swinging for power. Here's the pitch. And this one swung on, high fly ball into center field, and making the grab out there in center is Paul Hines. And they're going to hold Tommy Beals at third. Cooney 007. I don't know why you say hello. I say home run. Ah, well played there, Cooney. All right. Welcome into some baseball. Jumbo Latham now hitting .311 in the season, 273. 3 runs tacked up here by the Red Stockings. And once again, comprised of a few players at least. From the 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings. This was a dominant team in the National Association. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Jumbo Latham swings. This one, a liner right too short. So the Red Stockings bat around in the inning, and they score 3 times. We go to the bottom of the first. The Boston Red Stockings 3 and the Providence Grays coming to bat. We saw these Providence Grays in our KCCL tournament. So making a glorious return here, and they played some excellent baseball in that. This will be the first time I think the Red Stockings have been shown on any channel, I think, in YouTube. Could be wrong about that, but I doubt it. All right, here is Joe Start. So again, no stats for the Providence players, as this is the home opener. Albert Goodwill Spaulding ready to go. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Joe Start starts it off with a grounder to third, and fielding it at the hot corner is Harry Schaefer. So Joe Start is retired for out number 1, and here's Arthur Irwin. Shortstop for Providence. No, so the Boston Red Stockings are not related to the Boston Red Sox at all. The Boston Red Stockings, through all kinds of alchemy and everything like that, would actually end up becoming the National League Boston team. Just as the Chicago White Stockings would eventually become the Chicago Cubs. So these teams that you see in the 1870s, 80s, and even 90s, that you'll see Red Stockings, White Stockings, whatever, would become mostly National League teams. One of the exceptions would be the Brown Stockings, who become the Browns, but actually, no, not even the Browns, because it's a weird history. So no, these will not be the Red Sox. There is a Red Sox team in this, but that's in the dead ball side of the league. All right, but great question, Sakuni. Great question. All right, the lefty Arthur Irwin in the box, and here is the 0-2 pitch from Spaulding. And Irwin, little blooper into left, just over shortstop. And Arthur Irwin is aboard. Jumbo Latham trying to make the leap on that one, but just enough altitude on that ball. Arthur Irwin, pretty fast runner aboard at first. And what we saw in our Action PC Baseball KCL tournament is that these Providence Grays were aggressive. Ken is here, actually. Ken, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the options. You can certainly just sit back and enjoy the game. But just in case, I'm going to set them to human control, just in case you want to do anything. So now we have, I know there you can see anything we do, swing away, whatever. So unless you see otherwise, I'm going to swing away. But if you feel like having Arthur Irwin try to steal anything, just put up some sort of emoji that I can see it. Yeah, it does have some weird history. It definitely, as far as the team names go, it really does. And then teams like the Dodgers, we think about the Dodgers as always being the Dodgers. They didn't become the Dodgers officially until relatively late. Actually, it wasn't until the latter part of the 1930s that the Dodgers became officially known as that. They had many name changes. The Yankees were the Highlanders. Yeah. The Pirates were once the Alleghenies. All right, Paul Hines now. And again, okay, you're going to send him, so we're going to steal second. All right. Al Spaulding deals. Irwin off with the pitch, check swing, and Irwin does not go. He didn't get a good jump, so the count 1 ball, no strikes on Paul Hines. I'm going to assume we're going to send him again. Yep, the Phillies were the... Well, so, again, So the Athletics, Philadelphia at one time had 2 major league teams. Spaulding throws... Actually, they had more than 2 major league teams at one time. And Spaulding firing over to first. Arthur Irwin is safe. Spaulding deals, throw a gun over, and Arthur Irwin back in. So Spaulding doing everything he can to keep Arthur Irwin honest. Al Spaulding with a delivery. The runner goes, and up and firing, and in there, safe, is Arthur Irwin. So Deacon White came up gunning, but Arthur Irwin just too much speed. So a runner in scoring position for the Providence Grays. The count 1 ball, 1 strike on Paul Hines. Spaulding deals. Hines swings, and this one, high fly ball to center field, and camping under it and making the catch. And Irwin will tag but hold at second. So 1 down now for Cliff Carroll. Cliff Carroll batting from the left-hand side. And welcome to baseball, Dwayne Marks. Good to see you. I left you a comment on your videos. Hope you saw it. I'm sorry I haven't been able to catch your games with my work schedule. It's just been impossible. So I do want to try to catch up. And congrats thus far. I know that you're moving into your postseason and stuff like that. So hopefully I'm going to catch a couple this weekend. Hint, hint. All right. So, cousin, as you know, there's way more options here for managing than there are even in Action PC Baseball. So I'm going to be swinging away until you say otherwise. All right, Arthur Irwin at second, 3-0 Red Stockings lead. Spaulding with the pitch. And this one swung on down the first base line. And that's going to be an RBI. And Providence gets on the board. So Carroll with the RBI single. Arthur Irwin scores. And Providence now 3-1. It's 2 away here. And Cooney 007 says he has 2 more teams left to get for the 2008 season. All right. Nice. I'm assuming that's 2008 because you had mentioned Phillies. Because if you're talking 1908, they were not in that race. So the 2008 season. All right. Here is Jack Farrell batting with 2 down. Cliff Carroll with excellent speed at second. Spaulding ready to deal. The 2-2 pitch. And this one swung on by Jack Farrell. Soft fly ball into left field. And making the catch. Beals in left field. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. A runner left. And we go to the top of the second inning. The Red Stockings 3 and the Grays 1. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dwayne. I didn't want you to think I just dropped off and didn't give a damn. All right. So Charlie Sweeney will face Ross Barnes here. We're back at the top of the order. And Cal McVeigh indeed will stay into play for the injured Andy Leonard. When we get to the Grays part of the second inning, should somebody get on, Charlie Sweeney gets up, then we will do our player spotlight, Charlie Sweeney. Actually, I better double check something before I do that. Okay, so it is 2008. It's Cooney working on the Rangers. Then after that, he has the Blue Jays and the Nationals. So let me check something here to make sure. I'm pretty sure this game or this book also goes further back. And if not, we will find something interesting on Charlie Sweeney anyhow, because it'd be really, really nice to talk about this player that Ken Castro has shared a beer with in a very wonderful, wonderful way. And unfortunately, we're going to have to use a different source for Charlie Sweeney, as he didn't make the cut in here. That's okay. That's all right. Because everybody should know about Albert Goodwill Spaulding. So, is that MV being roughed up in the sands by routing Providence cranks? I'm sure it is, and well deserved. It shall be. All right, here is Ross Barnes now. He is 0-for-1. Charlie Sweeney with the 3-2 pitch to Barnes. Barnes cuts on this one. Slow roller to third. Barnes with good speed at first. And that's going to be an error at third on Bassett. So Charlie Bassett unable to get the throw off. And the speedy Ross Barnes on at first. And that opens up some possibilities here now for the Providence manager. As Cal McVeigh steps in. McVeigh hitting .455. He is 5-for-11. All right, Bill Gilligan has the sign. Charlie Sweeney deals. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And this one, hard hit to right field, back on it. And making the grab is Paul Radford for the second out. Sound is going to cut out in the game for a second. Because once I mention the player, we have to, of course, talk about him. All right, and there we are. So I have something up now for Charlie Sweeney and be ready to go. All right. Here's Jim O'Rourke. Ross Barnes at first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. O'Rourke swings, and this one bounding ball to short, and they're not going to get the play at first. Arthur Irwin not able to get the throw off. It is not an error. A good presence of mind out there. Could have easily thrown the ball away as Irwin takes that on the short hop. Deacon White, he is 1-for-1 with 2 runs batted in. 2 aboard, 1 down here for Boston in the top of the second inning. Charlie Sweeney lets it go, the 3-0. Deacon White tried to hold up his swing, and in fact, they say he did. The lone umpire here, so the bases are loaded. It's a dangerous Boston team. Tommy Beals now, he is 1-for-1 with a run batted in for Boston. Charlie Sweeney ready to deal. Here's the 2-0 pitch, And Beals swings, sinking liner, right field, base hit. This will be an RBI. Beals picking up his second RBI of the game here. And it's 4-1 Boston. As cousin Ken Castro in fine 19th century style, telling his 9 to show a little ginger out there. Al Spaulding now, nothing for one. One in for Boston. Bases still loaded. Jim O'Rourke, wrong picture of O'Rourke. I got to fix these as I go along, guys. Jim O'Rourke at third, Deacon White at second, Tommy Beals at first. Here's the delivery to Spaulding, the 0-2. Spaulding swings, long fly ball to center field, measuring it up, making the catch is Paul Hines. Strong throw home, and this one gets by Barney Gilligan, and that's going to be an E8. O'Rourke crosses the plate. Boston 5, Providence 1. Here's Harry Schaefer. It continues. 2 outs now. Charlie Sweeney in a bit of trouble. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Schaefer grounds this one to first. And taking that one unassisted is Joe Start. However, the Red Stockings pick up 2 runs on 3 hits. It's now 5-1 Red Stockings as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Barney Gilligan, Paul Radford, Charlie Bassett due up for the Grays. It is a great Boston team. It really, really is. Harry Wright loading them up. All right, Barney Gilligan in the box now. Catcher for the Providence Grays. Again, remember, guys, there was no mound for either of these teams. This pitcher was a hell of a lot closer, 45 feet away, I believe, and he pitched out of a box. And if we were playing 1875 baseball, Barney Gilligan could call whether he wanted a high, low pitch and could stay there all day and wait for the pitch. But of course, this game putting post 1893 or 1893 and forward rules on these games. So we have to use our imagination a little bit. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Barney Gilligan. And Barney Gilligan swings. This one popped up on the infield. And coming down and making the catch is Jumbo Latham. You know, I think in the digital age, I don't think it would be so hard. I know Action PC Baseball, if you play it pitch by pitch, it will reflect the rules of that season. But I really just wanted to do this in out-of-the-park baseball. But it should be an easy matter to adjust for rule changes. These are computers, after all. Yeah, and there you go. So cousin Ken giving us some good 19th century fact here. He says the pitcher ran around the box as he pleased before pitching as well. So a very different game prior to 1893, but still we would recognize it. I would love to be able to figure out how to do a game from the 1840s and 1850s. Wouldn't that be fun? Or maybe, you know, set up a game where it's a game between 2 companies, you know, or brigades in the Civil War, what have you. Civil War largely responsible for spreading the game throughout the United States. All right, here is Paul Radford. Charlie Bassett waits on deck. 1 down. The 3-2 pitch from Spaulding. Radford swings, hard ground ball to first, and Jim O'Rourke will take it to the bag himself, 3 unassisted. 2 down here for the third baseman, Charlie Bassett. Spaulding deals. Here's the 1-0. And Bassett sends this one just a high fly routine ball to right field. And Heffer makes the catch. So 1-2-3 goes Providence. And we head to the top of the third inning. It's Boston 5, Providence 1. And Frank Heifer is 0 for 1. He will lead it off. Charlie Sweeney with a 2-1 delivery to Heifer. And this one, hard ground ball to third, but fielding that one nicely is Charlie Bassett. He fires on to Joe Start at first. So 1 up, 1 down here for Boston here in the third. And it brings up the shortstop, Jumbo Latham, batting in the number 9 spot. Latham 0 for 1. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Lined out his last time with the bases loaded, and a swing and a miss. So Charlie Sweeney picks up his first K, 2 down, and we're back at the top of the Boston order, and Ross Barnes, who's 1 for 2. Sweeney with the 1-2 pitch. Barnes swings. This one grounder to second. Slow roller and quick throw. Nice play by Jack Farrell. Side retired. Boston held scoreless, and we go to the bottom of the third inning. And Charlie Sweeney is up, and so we're going to do our player spotlight. Charlie Sweeney. The score is 5-1. So here we go. I'm using a Wikipedia article for this. Charles Joseph Sweeney, born 13 April 1863 and died 4 April 1902, was an American League baseball or American Major League Baseball pitcher from 1883 through 1887. Played for the Providence Grays, St. Louis Maroons, and Cleveland Blues, and is best known for his performance in 1884 when he won 41 games. So Sweeney was born to Irish immigrants, Edward and Mary Sweeney, in San Francisco, California. So interesting fact already off the rip there. Um, the great Irish immigration started in the 1840s due to the potato famine in Ireland. But not a lot of Irish had gone that far west. So the Sweeneys somehow probably taking advantage, whether there was some money, I'm not really sure. But getting out there, San Francisco already, of course, a large city. Um, so I think that's a neat little fact that I did not know. Anyhow, he started his professional career in 1881 with the San Francisco Athletics of the California League. Sweeney is often incorrectly listed as playing one game with the National League's Providence Grays in 1882. He did not join the team until 1883. That season, he pitched 146 and two-thirds innings for the Grays and had a 7.7 win-loss record and a 3.13 ERA. So this article coming from Wikipedia, but seems very, very, very well cited. See here that he died age 38. Wow. All right, the 1884 season. By 1884, Sweeney and Charles Radbourn were the Grays' two main pitchers. The 1884 season had fewer scheduled games than today, and most teams got by with two-man starting rotations. Through much of April and May, Sweeney outshone the veteran and ace of the Grays, Old Hoss Radbourn. This created a lot of tension between the two, as Sweeney was seemingly stealing the limelight from the humble but proud Old Hoss. On 7 June 1884, these tensions reached a zenith when Sweeney took the box and struck out 19 Boston batters to set a major league record that would be tied a few times but not broken for 102 years. Imagine that. Imagine that, right? So that record not broken until 1986. Wow. Till Roger Clemens struck out 20 in a game. Sweeney was feted upon his return to Providence for days following his accomplishment, much to the bitter jealousy of Radbourn. Not long after that, Sweeney suffered arm problems, not uncommon in a day, which sidelined him. The arm trouble may have been a result of his reliance on the fadeaway or screwball, which involves turning the wrist outward as the pitch is delivered. And you can look at pictures of Carl Hubble and see what that screwball does to your arm. Anyhow, this meant that Radbourn would suffer the workload of two men, further driving a wedge between the veteran and the upstart. On July 16, Radbourn had a meltdown and was suspended by the team. Sweeney was forced to return to his regular pitching duties, which he did effectively for a time. Following an exhibition game on 21 July in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, Sweeney, who had allegedly been drinking throughout the game, refused to return with the team to Providence, choosing to stay in Woonsocket with a lady he had escorted to the park that day. You gotta love the Irish. Waking the next morning, he realized he missed morning practice and raced to make it back to Providence for a start that afternoon. Though most players in the day were held to temperance clauses during the season, Gray's manager Frank Bancroft was left with little choice but to pitch his drunkard ace. After 5 effective innings, Bancroft signaled for the team captain Joe Start to make a pitching change. Sweeney refused to budge and continued to pitch for another 2 innings. Before the start of the 8th inning, Bancroft insisted that Sweeney vacate the pitcher's box and move to right field. Possibly so drunk, as well as the prevailing sentiment of 1880s baseball being that finishing a game a pitcher started was a question of manhood, Sweeney flatly refused. This also held on, guys, through the dead ball era. And even a little bit beyond, too. So when Bancroft threatened the pitcher with a $50 fine, a lot of money in those days, Sweeney told him to take his fine and the rest of his salary, promptly quitting. Sweeney spent the rest of the game watching from the field in street clothes and left with 2 women, presumably prostitutes. The Grays, frustrated not only by Sweeney but Radbourn's insubordination, expelled Sweeney from the National League. Radbourn, who had spent the last several weeks demanding he be paid for doing the work of 2 men, finally received his wish of being paid both his salary and Sweeney's, along with the promise of a full season release from the Grays following the season, as long as he pitched out the season and tried to gain the Grays the pennant. He did just that, pitching almost every game afterward and leading the Grays to the National League Championship. Radbourn finished the season with 59 wins, setting a Major League Baseball record that has never been broken and not really even approached, I guess. It's a great picture here of the 1884 Providence Grays. So if you look up Charlie Sweeney and this Wikipedia article, you'll see a wonderful, wonderful picture. Maybe I can save it and bring it up for after the game. Anyhow, meanwhile, Charlie Sweeney signed with the St. Louis Maroons of the Union Association and became the highest paid player in the league. The Maroons roared through the Onion League, as it was called, and easily won the Union's only championship. For the season, Charlie Sweeney pitched 221 innings for the Grays, going 17-8 with a 1.55 earned run average, and 271 innings for the Maroons, going 24-7 with a 1.83 earned run average. His later baseball career, it's possible that Sweeney's arm could not handle the strain of all those innings because he never pitched as well again. The Maroons joined the National League for a brief time from 1885 and 1886. Sorry. And Sweeney continued to pitch for them. In 1885, battling arm injuries and drinking heavily, he went 11 for 21 with a 3.93 ERA in 275 innings. On the 12th of June, 1886, Sweeney gave up 7 home runs in a game, which still stands as the Major League Baseball record. He was released from the Maroons in mid-season after starting 5-6 with a 4.16 earned run average. The following year, he played a few games for the Cleveland Blues of the American Association, otherwise known as the Beer and Whiskey League, guys, before being released. Sweeney finished his Major League career with a record of 64 wins, 52 losses. He then moved on to play for various teams in the California League from 1888 to 1892. After returning to San Francisco, Sweeney went into business with his friend baseball player James McDonald and married McDonald's sister Jenny. In July of 1894, Sweeney shot and killed a man in a fight. The case went to trial, and Sweeney was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter and sentenced to 8 years in prison. He was released in March of 1898. He then began working as an umpire in the California League, and in August he got into an argument in a game, assaulted someone, and was arrested. Sweeney suffered from tuberculosis during the last years of his life. He died in San Francisco in 1902, 9 days short of his 39th birthday. He is interred at Cypress Lawn Memorial Park in Colma, California. So pretty much all of the a lot of good sites here from Saber, Baseball Reference. Also, the book by Edward Ackhorn, 59 and 84, Old Hoss Radbourn, Barehanded Baseball, and the Greatest Season a Pitcher Ever Had. Also, Bill James, Rob Nyer, the Nyer-James Guide to Pitchers, an historical compendium of pitching pitchers and pitches. And, yeah, so there we go. So what a colorful life, to say the least, for Charlie Sweeney. My goodness gracious. Woof. Welcome in, RJO Network. Great game tonight between the Tigers of Detroit and the Tribe out of Lake Erie. So no spoilers on that one. Check it out, guys. Loving Ebony and Ivory, Paul McCartney, and Stevie Wonders, that counts. Yeah, and pitch he did. So Sweeney's story, simply amazing. Well done. Thank you, Cousin Ken. Yep, Charlie Sweeney. So you got to love him, and he is at bat now. All right, Al Spaulding deals. Here's the 3-1 to Sweeney. Sweeney swings on this ball, and this one just a little number out in front of the plate, and Sweeney is retired. As Deacon White pounces on that and fires to Jim O'Rourke at first. 1 down. And we're back at the top of the order, and team captain Joe Start. Joe Start, 0 for 1. Here's the payoff pitch. Start swings. This one, weak grounder to third. And Joe Start tearing down the bases. And this is going to be a throwing error from third. And Joe Start's going to end up at second. Schaefer uncorks that one. And O'Rourke unable to dig out that one. And it gets over past those little wooden grandstands. So Joe Start in scoring position. Here's Arthur Irwin. He is 1 for 1. Arthur Irwin also with a stolen base in this game. Albert Goodwill Spaulding deals. Here's the 0-2. And Irwin, hard hit ball deep to short. And this is going to be a throwing error from shortstop. Joe Start will come in to score as Latham with a bad throw. And that will be an error on the Boston Red Stockings. So 2 errors for each team, and Providence creeping back now. Your score 5-2. Arthur Irwin in scoring position at second for the center fielder, Paul Hines. Deacon White sets up the target for Al Spaulding, who isn't going to take orders from anybody, by the way. The 2-2 pitch. Paul Hines swings, and this one, fly ball left field, making the catch is Tommy Beals. So 2 away. And Irwin remains at second base. 2 in for Providence, 2 away for Cliff Carroll, who is 1 for 1 and one run batted in. The 0-1 pitch to Cliff Carroll. Carroll swings and liner to center field. Will it stay up long enough? And it certainly will. And Cal McVeigh will make the catch. Side retired, but the Providence Rays do get a run. They strand one in scoring position. We go to the top of the 4th. The Boston Red Stockings 5, the Providence Grays 2, here at Messer Street in Providence, Rhode Island. Cousin Ken said Old Hoss's win right now is officially 60 for 1884. Yes, that is very, very true. He also says, I think Sweeney got into a few scraps when he was a bartender as well. I believe his father was a cop, and he might have dabbled in that briefly. I wouldn't be surprised. Looks like this guy did it all, but imagine leaving a game and leaving with 2 painted ladies, as it were. So Charlie Sweeney, you know what? I wonder if Charlie Sweeney and Michael King Kelly ever tipped a few together. Could you imagine trying to keep up with Charlie Sweeney and King Kelly in the 1880s? Oh man, oh man, oh man. Not sure. I don't. Probably the 2 never met. I don't know. Ken, you would know better. But just imagine, hypothetically, hanging out with Charlie Sweeney and King Kelly. Those guys would be out pitching the next day. You'd be hungover for the next 3 months. Whew, jeez. Couldn't imagine it. All right, here is Cal McVeigh. Sorry you're not seeing the pictures of these Red Stockings guys. But I really, really, really like that. We'll see if we can do this. All right, so Cal McVeigh in there. Charlie Sweeney deals to McVeigh. Here's the pitch. McVeigh swings, and he sends this one deep center field, and this is going to be over the head of Paul Hines in center field, and McVeigh will have himself a leadoff double. This Boston Red Stockings team, I think Cousin Ken already said he predicts in the Radbourne division, which are the 19th century teams. He predicts Boston to take it all there. We don't have a fearless prediction, though, for the McGregor division, which are the dead ball teams. All right, here's Jim O'Rourke. He is 1 for 1. McVeigh at second. Sweeney checks the runner. The 2-2 pitch to Jim O'Rourke, and O'Rourke will send this one fly ball out to right field going toward the line, and Paul Radford will make the play. 1 down. McVeigh tags, fakes to third, but he will hold as Deacon White steps in. Deacon White is 1 for 1 with 2 runs batted in. All right, let us raise a glass to Charlie Sweeney, our player spotlight tonight. Here's the delivery to Deacon White, and Deacon White cuts on this one. Grounder, and the quick throw to start by Farrell for the 4-3 putout. McVeigh will move to third. Another thing that I like about this angle of these ballparks, and I want to change it for every single damn thing, either above first or above third, is the action seems just faster. It seems more like, I don't know. Could be also I played an action PC game before this, and maybe that's why, but it just seems snappier. Sweeney, once free of Bancroft and safely in the Union Association, was a stud on the ball club. Yep. And Fred Dunlap, the scourge of many in the McGreevy League, um, on that team. But as I know, for the most part, the Union Association was loaded with shite. It definitely was. For an example, the Altoona, Pennsylvania team, um, crap record. They quit. I forget. They only won like 1 or 2 games. Quit the Union Association and then rejoined an independent league the following day. Definitely, it was the Wild West days of baseball in the 1880s. In the 1890s, of course, it's Wild West for a very different reason. But yes, absolutely, because crazy times. All right, Cal McVeigh, potential Boston sixth run 90 feet away as Charlie Sweeney is ready to face Tommy Beals. He's a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 ribbies today. The payoff pitch. Beals swings, base hit, right field. And indeed, run number 6 will score as Cal McVeigh trots home. It's 6-2 Boston Red Stockings now as Albert Goodwill Spaulding steps into the batter's box. Literally, it was a box. And so the home plate, too, was a rectangle, or was a square, I'm sorry. He has an RBI in this game. Charlie Sweeney checks the speedy Tommy Beals at first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Spaulding swings right through that one. However, the Boston Red Stockings pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, a runner left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is the Red Stockings 6 and the Grays 2. So we went from 2016 and RGO Network to 1875/1884 here. Hope nobody got whiplash on the time warp back. All right. So Jack Farrell will start things off here for the Providence Grays, followed by Barney Gilligan and Paul Radford. Albert Goodwill Spaulding ready to deal. The payoff pitch to Jack Farrell, and Farrell will look at ball 4, slider missing by Spaulding. So Farrell aboard at first. Players playing under assumed names, switching teams, etc. Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy time. I'm loving that Cousin Ken is bringing this in, and too bad we have 3 viewers here for this one, because getting a lot of great 19th century information. And you know, it's funny to me, I'll make this comment. You know, a lot of people love F-ball because it's wild and rowdy and hockey and all that stuff. And yet here's a game that from 1871, and then you go through the 1880s, but even into the dead ball era, was rough, was violent, was fast. And I really wish folks would just go back and read a bit about the early days of our national pastime. It was not genteel. In fact, I would say that the most genteel the game's ever been since the days of the New York Knickerbockers is now. It's actually a very genteel game when you compare it to what was played in the 1880s through dead ball, and even the 20s, 30s, 40s. I would say the 50s is when it started to gentle up a little bit. But the guys now, oh my God, you can't even run into the catcher. These guys didn't give a damn. They'll run over anybody. I don't know. Anyhow, here's Barney Gilligan. That's not a knock on the community. 3-2 pitch to Gilligan. It's just that there's something really cool here to learn. Barney Gilligan picks up the infield hit, and here we go. Now with speed on the base pass and Providence in business. Yep, baseball shunned by mothers is too violent. And it was. It truly was violent. Oh my God. You know, a lot of people talk about the 1894 Orioles ushering in baseball violence. It existed before them and certainly after them. You know, I offered that trivia question last week. Who is the Hall of Fame pitcher? Who leads all Hall of Fame pitchers in hit batsmen? And it was Walter Johnson. So a lot of people surprised by that because the Ken Burns baseball documentary, not stressing that fact. Johnson was not afraid. He didn't want to throw at people's heads, but Johnson would hit you. All right. Ken says, great start to the weekend. Thank you, my friend. I'm glad you like it. All right. And for those lurking, thank you. Appreciate you. All right. So, loud collisions in your Diamond Mine game last night. It was wild. McGraw got into a scrap as well. Love Diamond Mine. Awesome. John McGraw, Little Napoleon. Yes, indeed. All right, here's Paul Radford 0 for 1. I wonder what McGraw would think of today's games. World's Worst Gamer says, Beatles, I enjoyed that I gave the story of Charlie Sweeney. Love to hear this sort of thing. It would be nice to have it added to more broadcasts and more channels. Thank you, World's Worst Gamer. That's something I'm going to be doing in this league, and I have been doing that. We're going to just spotlight a player, but I want to do that for more of older baseball, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's good to see you, my friend. All right, here's Paul Radford batting with 2 on and nobody out. And I don't know what, I'm going to direct Cousin Ken here to the screen and see what he'd like to do, because he's got speed on the base paths. Jack Farrell at second, Barney Gilligan at first. Do we double steal? What do we do here, Ken, or do we just swing away? I'm going to wait for Ken here and get him to think a little bit. Then he can show for the rest of the stream if he wants. Hit and run with 2 on. Cousin Ken making a ballsy call here, but an appropriate call for the time. Spaulding deals. Here's the pitch. And both runners in motion. This one laced to right, and this one, oh, just foul. Oh, my goodness. Look how close that one was. What a brilliant play that would have been. So look at this. And this one, oh, just on the other side of the, wrong side of the chalk. All right, the count 0-1. I guess we're going to stay with the hit and run. Spaulding deals to Radford. Runners go, swing and a miss, and strong throw down to first base. And Deacon White has taken care of 1 out of 3 base stealers. Whoosh. So look at that one again, and we'll do a super stats replay. But I mean, he gunned this ball down. Whoosh, bam, gone. It just looks faster. Look at this. We'll go from here. Watch how fast the throw gets down. Gone. So I think we're going to get more camera angles like this. All right, Paul Radford, and I set both of these up tonight before the game. All right, Paul Radford in the box now. Barney Gilligan at second. Yeah, that ball hit a clamshell, says Cousin Ken. The 0-2 pitch. Radford swings, and this one hard grounder to short, and this one is dropped by Jumbo Latham. Decides against the throw, and the official scorer is going to give an infield hit to Paul Radford. Too bad that didn't come a pitch earlier. Runners at the corners, 1 down. Cousin Ken, I would think that you'd want to send Radford to stay out of the DP, Mr. Wrestling 2. Says from brilliant to terrible in the blink of an eye. How you doing, my friend? Welcome in for some baseball. All right, I don't want to manage for Cousin Ken, but I got to think you got to send Radford. Deacon White gunning him down pretty well, though. Let's see what Cousin wants to do here. Providence down 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. Send Radford. All right. I'm so used to Action PC. There we go. All right, Spaulding pitching from the stretch. Runners at the corners, and the runner goes. Deacon White throws down, and, well, Deacon White does it again. Radford is gunned down, so 2 away, and that leaves Barney Gilligan at third. Here is the pitch. And this one swung on, grounded to second, so it wouldn't have mattered anyhow. Barnes has it, and he throws to first, and the Providence 4th is over. Nothing on 2 hits, and a runner left. We go to the 5th, and it's 6-2. I'll go ahead and switch this back to AI for both, unless something comes up, Ken, and then we'll switch it back. All right, Sweeney with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks will face Harry Schaefer to lead it off here. He is 1 for 2. Charlie Sweeney deals. Here's the 0-1 to Schaefer. Schaefer swings and soft fly ball shallow right. And coming in and making the catch is Paul Radford. One away now for Frank Heifer. Heifer nothing for two. Charlie Sweeney brings it home to Heifer. Heifer swings, and this one, high fly ball center field, and ranging in on it and making the play, and a nice one at that, is Paul Hines. 2 up, 2 down now for Jumbo Latham. So Sweeney trying to keep the Grays in the game, looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. He's only had one, and that was back in the third frame. Latham nothing for two. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Jumbo. Latham swings. This one driven to left. This will get down for a base hit. So Cliff Carroll looks like he misjudged this ball a little bit, kind of sauntering on it, and before he realizes it knuckles away from him, and Cliff Carroll or Jumbo Latham is on at first base. Let's have a look at that again, and there's a comment that I want to get to from World's Worst Gamer. So watch left field. So kind of just sauntering, and boop, all of a sudden, he's got it played on a weird short hop. Looks like the ball knuckled away. World's Worst Gamer says, friend wasn't up for bingo or dinner last night, so stayed home. Last night was out with his son and got involved in a hit and run. Oh my God. Not talking baseball. Lady hit you with her car and took off. Bitch. Oh my God. So Cousin Ken asking World's Worst Gamers, he's alright. Just rolled up the hood and fell off the side, but hardly hurt. Jeez. Lady was a nut. She not only did that to me, but she had a kid too young sitting. Oh, jeez. Dude, we are so glad that you are okay. Your son's okay, whatever. This woman, holy jeez. You couldn't get a license. Well, of course not. You got hit like, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Man, oh man. Not to make a pun here, but Providence smiled on you, my friend. Jesus. Glad you're all right, man. Drivers like that, tell you what, yeah, she didn't kill anybody. I don't care if you're even hardly, I mean, I do care. I'm glad you're all right. But you know what? You have just surrendered your driving privileges for the rest of your life, and there should be super stiff penalty if they catch that. Cunha, oh my God. World's Worst Gamer says a guy was screaming at her to stop moving the car. She never saw me. Didn't care. No, apparently not. And with the kid, oh my God. That is just, that's deplorable. Just deplorable. There's nothing else for it. Deplorable. A friend of mine was hit by a drunk driver, lost his leg, man. I mean, people drive like that. Yeah, same here, man. Cousin Ken. All right, Jumbo Latham on it first. Kind of hard to get back to a ball game after that. Just glad that our friend is okay here. And for that woman's child's sake, I hope they're all right. For her child's sake. But bitch deserves, the karma will come. It will come. You can't drive like that all the time and whatever and do that and not get away with it. The universe is keeping count. Charlie Sweeney deals the payoff pitch. The runner goes as Barnes swings and diving stop at short out there by Arthur Irwin, but he is not going to risk the throw. So infield hit for Ross Barnes. That's number 10 for the Boston Red Stockings. And here's Cal McVeigh now. He is 1 for 2. McVeigh came in to pinch run for the injured Andy Leonard way back in the first inning, and McVeigh has stayed in this game. Sweeney now to deal to McVeigh. Here's the pitch. McVeigh cuts on the first pitch. Long fly ball, right field. This one carrying, and this is going to make it to the wall. McVeigh is going to get 2 RBI and a triple on this one. Head first slide into third and plenty of time. And Boston putting this one out of reach, 8-2. But for Cousin Ken, we're just going to let the game play out and talk some baseball. Forgot to change Jim O'Rourke's picture, guys. I'm really sorry. There's no way to change that in game, unfortunately. Wish I could. So note to self, change his picture. So for right now, ignore it. All right. And Ed Conley will come in now. So an Irishman replaces an Irishman. So Ed Conley will come in. Charlie Sweeney's day is done. What do we know about Ed Conley? Let's check him out here. Let's look at his real life stats. Boop, there we go. He played just this season. The 1884 Providence Grays. He was age 20 at the time. Started 7 games. Let's see what he did as a pitcher. 4 wins, 4 losses, a 2.15 earned run average. Struck out 33. So Ed Conley, 1 season in the majors. Conley deals. And O'Rourke swings. This one, grounder past third. Shortstop Arthur Irwin has it to throw to first. He gets him. So side retired, but 2 runs score for the Red Stockings. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Boston 8, Providence 2. The kid, Ed Conley. Oh, yeah, you talked about him. He said that he was in college at Holy Cross. So good Irish Catholic boy. Not many Irish Protestants were coming over at this time. They were all here known as the Scots-Irish. So Scots-Irish actually are not Irish. So Holy Cross University. So had to be a smart kid to go to Holy Cross. What a great school that is. And the kid will get a chance to bat here. Al Spaulding deals the 2-2 pitch to Conley. Conley rips and misses and goes down on strikes. All right, and we're back at the top of the order, and Joe Start, nothing for 2. Here's the 1-0. And the team captain swings. Hard grounder past second into right field. Base hit. Joe Start is aboard. And again, the speedy Joe Start trying to get something going here for Providence. That's base hit number 5. Arthur Irwin now is 1 for 2. Start into his aggressive lead off of first. Here is the 3-2 pitch. Joe Start goes. Long fly ball into the gap and right center. This is going to get down for extra bases. Providence looks like it could have its 3rd run. And Irwin going for 3. And he has the RBI. Triple. A 3-bagger. And Providence chipping away. It's now 8-3. Providence has scored 1 run each in the odd innings of this game. All right, the center fielder, Paul Hines, nothing for 2. Arthur Irwin, just 90 feet away at 3rd base. As Cousin Ken says, hopefully the Grays will feast on the lower tier of this league. Now Spaulding deals. And this ball will get away. That Deacon White's got to chase down, and Arthur Irwin will come in and score on the wild pitch. So Al Spaulding in the rain here may have lost his grip on the sphere. And now Providence has cut the lead in half. It's 8-4. Hines back in the box. The payoff pitch. Paul Hines swings and hard hit. Line drive to left. But Tommy Beals making a nice play in left. So 2 down here. I thought that was going to get by Beals, but great play in left. All right, here's the left fielder, Cliff Carroll, 1 for 2. He's batted in 1. Albert Goodwill Spaulding delivers to Carroll. And Carroll swings. This one, line to center. This will get down for a base hit. That's number 7 for Providence. Providence starting to come alive here in the middle innings. Cliff Carroll with speed aboard, 2 down. And that will bring up Jack Farrell. The second baseman is nothing for 1 against Spaulding and the Red Stockings. Carroll leads off first. The 1-1 pitch. The runner goes. Deacon White doing what he's been doing the whole damn game, and that is nailing base runners. So 3 for 5 this season and getting base stealers. So the Providence Grays pick up 2 runs and now trail 8-4. We go to the top of the 6th inning, and Boston will send up White, Beals, and Spaulding. Deacon White in this game, 1 for 2, 2 runs batted in. Yeah, that is to say the Ruby Legs. I don't know how many games they play here against Boston. We'll see. Here's the 2-2 pitch, at least for this series. And Deacon White swings and drives this one to center field. Back, off the wall. Deacon White gunning him down and got that one right on the button. So leadoff double now for Deacon White, and that brings in Tommy Beals, who's having an exceptional day at the plate. He is 3 for 3, and he has batted in 3. Deacon White leads off second. Ed Conley with the delivery. Tommy Beals swings, sinking liner to right, base hit. Tommy Beals 4 for 4 in the game. The throw to the plate, and will be taken by the cutoff man, Joe Start. So runners at the corners, nobody out for the Boston Red Stockings, and Albert Goodwill Spaulding, nothing for 2. Run batted in. Conley out of the stretch and the pitch. Spaulding hit by the pitch. And now the bases are loaded. It's kind of looking ugly here. And if we look at Providence here, look at the substitutions. You have Old Haas, Pud Galvin on the bench. And I mean, they list these guys as relief pitchers. You have Harry Arundel and Cyclone Miller. That's pretty much all you had. And interestingly, if we look at Boston, you had Jack Manning, so Cal McVeigh, who could pitch, but he's, you got Al Spaulding. These guys played all over the place. And here he is, the great George Wright. Wrong picture of him. And there's Harry Wright. So they are on this team. So don't know if we'll see the Wrights. All right. Pud Galvin not. Yes, he is. Pud Galvin's here. Are you saying he shouldn't be on the roster? Let's look at Pud Galvin here, man. Is there a mess up here? 1884 Providence. Shows no games. So Ken, what's the deal here? Because he's here at 46 and 22 in 1884 for the Providence Grays. That's interesting. I wonder. Well, then Out of the Park needs to be made aware of this. Let me see something here really quickly. Sorry for the sound going out, guys. All right. I just want to. Let me see. Oh, wow. Hey, that is really weird. So they got his record right, but wrong team. Well, I do know that they are still working on the 19th century and Out of the Park baseball. So tell you what, we're just going to go with it. Yeah, it's with Buffalo. I see that. We're just going to go with it. All right, infield playing in. Actually, what I will do. Yep, what I'll do, guys. Thank you. While we're talking at the end of the game, I will send Pud Galvin over to Buffalo. So thank you. Good thing I checked that. Well, we will fix it at the end of the game. So right now, Pud Galvin is still with the Grays, but we will send him to Buffalo. If that Buffalo, actually, that Buffalo team's not on here, so Pud Galvin's just going to get retired out of this league. Unless you want to keep him in here for fun, but I don't think we have the 1884 Bisons in here. I think the Bisons team, we'll check. If we have the 1884 Bisons, then he goes. If not, we either retire him or keep him with Providence. All right, Ed Conley deals. Here's the 1-0 with the bases loaded. And Schaefer swings at this one. Fly ball center field. And they're going to hold Deacon White at third. So infield still playing in. And here's Frank Heifer. He has nothing for 3. The 1-0 delivery to Heifer. Heifer swings. Hard ground ball to third. They will come to the plate. So Ed Conley getting himself a nice little gift. Beals will move to third. No chance for the double play, but 2 down, bases still loaded. Beals, Spaulding, and Heifer from third to first. And here's Jumbo Latham, 1 for 3. Conley deals. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it could have been a lot worse. But Ed Conley gets out of a bases loaded jam and keeps the powerful Red Stockings scoreless. Could this be a turning point for the Providence Grays? All right. Here is Jack Farrell, and again, this is a dead ball Jack Farrell, so we got to change that. Anyhow, he leads off, nothing for one. Got a lot of maintenance to do in this damn league. Yeah, that was a great inning. Definitely, Cousin Ken. All right, we're all going to be needing some Bromo Seltzer here. This game brought to you by that version of Bromo Seltzer. Here we go, the 1-2 pitch to Jack Farrell. Jack Farrell swings and sinking liner right field. And here come the Grays. Base hit number 8. Jack Farrell is aboard. And excitement beginning to mount here at Messer Street grounds. Check of the weather here, and it is raining, but the umpire is saying we shall, as the band did, play on. All right, Barney Gilligan is 1 for 2. And there's Aaron Reed joining us for some baseball. 3-2 pitch, swung on, and this one grounded to second. And Ross Barnes, moving to his left, will fire onto Jim O'Rourke for out number 1. Jack Farrell moves into scoring position, and Paul Radford steps up. He is 1 for 2. Albert Spaulding deals. And the rain has stopped. We had a rain delay of 25 minutes here at Messer Street grounds in Providence, Rhode Island. All right, we'll see if that affects Spaulding at all. I doubt that it will. Radford 1 for 2 in the contest. The 3-2 delivery. Radford swings, this one a routine grounder into a muddy infield. Radford is out, and Farrell will make third on the play. 2 away for Charlie Bassett. He is hitless in 2 attempts. Cranks and Cranklets staying in here despite being soppy wet from the elements brought down by our good Lord and Savior, Big Clue, who's not in the park. Here's the pitch. Bassett swinging on the first pitch. This one line drive to right. Base hit. Charlie Bassett has an RBI. And the Providence Grays chipping away just like they did in the KCL tournament in Action PC Baseball. It's 8-5. So Charlie Bassett with speed at first, and here's the kid, Ed Conley. And, of course, modern baseball would say you're going to pinch hit for him, but there's not really any pitchers left to worry about, so we're going to go ahead. Definitely head and money. Oh, yep, and that ball is dark as can be, and All right, Al Spaulding ready into the wind, and the 0-1 pitch to Ed Conley, and Ed Conley dumps this one into center field. Nope, dumps it into the glove of Cal McVeigh. However, the Providence Grays pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, a runner left on, and we go to the 7th inning. And it will be the Red Stockings 5 and the Red Stockings 8 and the Providence Grays 5. So the Grays making a good showing here. Boston bunching up more runs, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the fifth. The Grays getting 1 in the first, 1 in the third, 2 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth. 22 hits for these teams, 13 for Boston, 9 for Providence, and 4 errors at 2 apiece. Here's the second baseman for the Red Stockings, Ross Barnes. He is 2 for 4. Conley will stay on and pitch. Here's the 3-2. Ross Barnes, a swing and a miss. So the kid picks up his second strikeout, and that brings up Cal McVeigh, 2 for 3. The 1-2 pitch for McVeigh. 2-run triple was last time up. McVeigh is going to ground this one to short. This one booted by Irwin. And that will be an E6. And again, bad infield there. So you can't really blame Arthur Irwin for the error. Nonetheless, it is number 3 for Providence. And if you watch the play-by-play up there, I just glance at it. I usually don't use it. It even talks about the bad conditions on the field. All right, here is Jim O'Rourke, 1 for 3. The 3-1 pitch. O'Rourke swings. This one grounded. Irwin has it this time. Will go to second for 1. So hard slide by Cal McVeigh will prevent the double play, but 2 down. Jim O'Rourke at first, and here is Deacon White, who's having a great day. 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in. Tommy Beals, who's having an excellent day, waits on deck. Here's the 1-0 delivery. The runner goes, and the throw down by Barney Gilligan will not be in time as Jim O'Rourke picks up the stolen base. So Boston with a runner in scoring position 2 away here in the visitors' half of the 7th. Conley brings it home. The 2-0 swung on, and this one, little blooper back to the mound. Conley throws, and Deacon White gets the infield single. So again, very, very slippery field. No drainage, of course, in these fields in the 19th century. Tommy Beals, 4 for 4, 3 runs batted in. If Boston wins this, you're looking at the MVP of this game. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Conley from the stretch in a 3-1. Tommy Beals will get on base, this time courtesy of the walk. So that fastball missing. And coming to the plate now is Al Spaulding, nothing for 2. Now, Conley last time had a bases loaded situation and got out of it. Can he do it again? All the good Irish Catholics here in Providence saying a novena for Ed Conley as he deals the 1-1. Spaulding swings, and this one grounded to Irwin at short. He will go to second, and once again, Conley gets out of the bases loaded situation. The Boston Red Stockings are turned away again, and we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. There's no 7th inning stretch yet, and it is Boston 8, Providence 5. And we're back at the top of the order for the Grays. It'll be Joe Start, Arthur Irwin, and Paul Hines. Joe Start 1 for 3. Spaulding kicks and deals the 2-1 delivery to Joe Start. And Aaron's going to sing the Take Me Out to the Ball Game, not written for another 20-some years, 30-some years. So that's all right, Aaron. We love it. Let me hear you good and loud. All right, here's Arthur Irwin now. He has 2 for 3, has a run batted in, 1 down. Here's the pitch. And he swings. And fly ball into somewhat shallow center, and Cal McVeigh will make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down now for the center fielder, Paul Hines, who did not perform very well, as I recall, in the KCL League. Made a couple of great catches, though. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Hines. Paul Hines swings. This one, routine grounder to second base. And picking it up in time is Ross Barnes. The Grays go 1-2-3. We head to the 8th. And it's 8-5. And we will see Harry Schaefer to lead it off here, followed by Frank Heifer, and then Jumbo Latham, or Latham. You can say whichever way you want. All right, Ed Conley doing yeoman work out there in the box, getting out of 2 bases loaded situations, holding these Boston Red Stockings scoreless for 2 innings. And here is the 3-2 to Harry Schaefer. Schaefer swings, hard ground ball. Arthur Irwin up and fires it on to first. Good play there by Arthur Irwin on this slippery infield. All right, Frank Heifer, nothing for 4. Conley into his windup, and the 1-0. Heifer swings, grounded to second. And this one is going to have Jack Farrell's name on it, and he fires onto Joe Start for the 4-3 putout. So 2 up and 2 down. Conley looking for his 3rd consecutive scoreless inning. And he's got to get past shortstop Jumbo Latham to do it. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Latham swings. Fly ball out to deep left, but coming back in, measuring it up and making the catch is Cliff Carroll. So the Boston Red Stockings go down 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and it remains the Red Stockings 5, or the Red Stockings 8, and the Grays 5. Sorry about that. Cliff Carroll, Jack Farrell, and Barney Gilligan do up here in the Providence half of the 8th. All right. Let me check something. Sound's going to cut out for a second, guys. And be right back. I'm still with you. I'm just checking something for you. All right. And let me see. What do we got going on here? All right. Looks like our Red Sox fan is live right now. So, for those of you, yep. So it's 19th century baseball getting outdrawn by Pro Strategy F-ball, but it's all good. It's all about choices. All right. So hello to our Red Sox fan. If anybody's watching that F-ball game and peering in on this one occasionally, just tell Al I said hello, if you would please. Thank you. All right. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Cliff Carroll. And Carroll swings. This one grounded to second and picked up by Ross Barnes, and he'll fire on to Jim O'Rourke for the 4-3 putout. 1 up and 1 down now. Jack Farrell 1 for 2 in the box. Al Spaulding with the 1-2 pitch. Jack Farrell swings, and this one line to center, base hit. Jack Farrell thought about second. He will hold there. Hit number 10 now for the Providence Grays. That's 24 hits by these two teams. Barney Gilligan, 1 for 3. Farrell leads off first on a slippery infield. The 3-1 pitch to Barney Gilligan. Gilligan swings, grounded to third. They will go to second for out number 2. Oh no, they will turn the 5-4-3 double play. Let's look at that one again. Didn't see that one turned. 5-4-3. Didn't see the 3 throw. All right. We go to the 9th, and can Ed Conley keep his Providence Grays within striking distance? As Aaron Reed says, his Reds are whooping the Cardinals. I hate when it's a slow baseball night here because I'm in the mood to do some more baseball, but, you know, there you go. Everybody be playing your own baseball, and it's all good. All right, here is Ross Barnes. Ed Conley deals. Here's the 0-2 to Ross Barnes. Barnes swings, and this one grounded to short. Arthur Irwin with a high throw, but Joe Start able to pull it down. So playing it nice on a little bit of a sort of hop out there in a soggy infield now. And we're going to do another check of our weather here. Rain does continue to fall here in Providence. All right. Cal McVeigh is 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Conley deals. Here's the 1-0 pitch. McVeigh swings. This one high and deep to center field. And this one is gone. Cal McVeigh with the home run. And that's got to hurt. Conley's charmed life seems to be, at least charmed game, seems to be done with the Cal McVeigh shot. This one out of Messer Street grounds. Another look at that one. Here's the pitch. And McVeigh gets his money's worth there. So you see those 3 advertisements out there for a newspaper, Pepsi, and Bromo Seltzer. So Cousin Ken says, I eat way too many snacks in anticipation of this game. Can't get prone yet. All right, here's Jim O'Rourke. Here's the 0-1 pitch. O'Rourke swings, and just a little grounder to third. Nice play there by Charlie Bassett to take care of Mr. O'Rourke. 2 down now. Red Stockings run in. When we go to the bottom of the 9th, it's going to be Radford, Bassett, and Conley for the Providence Grays. All right, Conley to deal now to Deacon White. He is 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. And White swings, hard hit shot, left field going back, and right into the glove of Cliff Carroll. Side retired, but the Red Sox pick up a run on the Cal McVeigh home run. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 9-5. And here is a stinger. Ken asking if that was a stinger. Yes. Oh, saying it was a stinger. It looked like a question mark. I see it now. All right, here's Paul Radford, 1 for 3. Al Spaulding, the 0-1 delivery to Radford. Radford swings. This one a roller to short. And Jumbo Latham up with a quick play onto first for the 4-3 putout. 1 away now. And we see Jerry Denny. We remember Jerry Denny from the KCL tournament. So he's making his first plate appearance of the season here in this CML league. The 1-0 pitch to Jerry Denny, who has a modern baseball name. Denny fouls this one behind the plate in foul ground. Deacon White back there, and he will make the play. And it's down to Sandy Nava to pinch hit. Spaulding deals. Here's the pitch to Nava. Nava swings. This should be your ball game. No, booted at second. How about that? Ross Barnes gets his hands around the ball, but then gives a little kick. So Sandy Nava keeping the Providence Grays alive, and hope springs eternal, as Ernest Thayer wrote. So we get back to the top of the order, and Joe Start, who is 1 for 4. Sandy Nava, decent speed, 2 away. Spaulding with the 2-2. Joe Start swings, and the snap throw down by Deacon White, and Sandy Nava just gets back. Oof. Quick throw by Deacon White. Let's have a look at that one again. Watch him snap this one straight down to first. So, good play. Full count now on Joe Start. Here's the pitch. And Joe Start will get the walk. So, good eye up there. So, 2 Grays aboard, 2 down. And here's Arthur Irwin, who's 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Spaulding, yep, 165. Yeah, 165 pitches now with the lag. Here we go. The 0-1 pitch to Arthur Irwin. Irwin swings. If this stays up, the game's over. And it does. Tommy Beals makes the catch, and that is the ball game. The Providence Grays fight valiantly, but fall 9-5 to the Boston Red Stockings. Again, what a dominant team they are. The Red Stockings out to a 3-0 start, and the Grays in their home opener 0 for 1. Player of the game will be Cal McVeigh. I think you also have to give it to Tommy Beals, who had a hell of a day. So we'll jump out of here, and all the games are played on this day. Now, we've got a trade. Let's see. Let's go to, do we have the 1884 Bisons? We do not. So we have to retire Pud Galvin. I don't think the Grays are going to need him anyhow, so they'll be fine. All right. Let's look at pitching. Yep. Pud Galvin is retired. Okay. That does that. I know there was somebody else. There were some pictures I had to change. I'll get to it. So, hey, there's Doug Hunt. Slow night for baseball, cousin. It's up to you if you want another ball game, or if some of you want to go off and just concentrate just on F-ball. I always like to, for our Red Sox fan, who's doing an F-ball game right now. Pro Strategy F-ball, I believe it is. All right, in the meantime, let us go to scores and review rotation and finish today and review rotation. And let's look at standings here while we decide what we want to do. I mean, if it's just cousin and I, yeah, the only thing is taking Galvin's 1884 stats. So, all right, so here we are, the 1875 Red Stockings and the Cleveland Spiders sharing first, each at 3-0 in the 19th century Castro, or the Radbourne division, I should say. And in the Wagner division, it's the 1915 Phillies and the 1916 Red Sox, each at 3-0. So there you have it, guys. I should have started the game later, I suppose, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see what we have coming up on the schedule, and then we can decide from there. All right, so we have 18. I'm looking for good matchups, really, is what I'm looking for. Starters not announced for the Reds or the Grays, so we do have a Reds team from Cincinnati as well, or the 1878 Cincinnati Reds. Louisville Grays. Let's see. um, Cannonball Titcomb and Kid Gleason. The 1888 Giants and the 1894 Orioles. Ooh, we might do that. We should do a 19th century doubleheader. Let's see. Alleghenies and the Spiders. That's Ed Morris and Cy Young. Um, Red Stockings and Grays again. Oh, Cousin Ken, do you want Cal McVeigh versus Charlie Radbourne? Uh, unless you're saying that's all you want to go, we can just stop it here if we want. Red Stockings and Grays would be Cal McVeigh against Old Haas. Let's see what's going on in the dead ball side of things. Christy Mathewson, Bill James, meh. Jimmy Ring, Walter Johnson could be a pretty good matchup there. Dutch Leonard, Deacon Felipe, good one there. We did see the Red Sox and Pirates last night. Ed Seaver versus Alexander, Tigers, Phils. Let me see, Tyler and Berger. Chesbro and Bender, there's a good one. The 1904 Highlanders, the 1910 Athletics, we haven't seen them yet. Each team at 0-1. Robins and Red Sox. Oh, man, Rube Marquard against Ed Walsh. So we do have some good pitching matchups here. So, Cousin Ken, if you're not feeling like staying, it's all good. It's up to you. We can always come back to this tomorrow. But if you want to do another, we can definitely do another. So I got to fix the Orioles home park so we can get that nice third base kind of thing here. So let's go to the Orioles first. Make sure they got the high socks. Yes, they do. Okay, very good. And let's do the ballpark. Hopefully there's one already set. Probably the most famous team in 19th century baseball for, I guess, casual fans or whatever. I mean, they had a book written about them. All right, do we have... there we do. Let's see what our above third base... That looks pretty good. All right, so let's do it. Yo, no, I'm going to do... What am I going to do? Go watch F-ball? I'm an out Red Sox fan, but I'm not going to go watch F-ball, dude. I'm either going to play baseball online or off. So it's going to be you, me, and Doug Hunt. Don't know if Aaron's still hanging out with us or whatever, but it's all good. All right. And again, 19th century baseball, a little bit of a hard sell. Not for me. All right, let's go to scores. And the 1888 New York Giants will clash with the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. The Giants are 1-0 to start the season, and the Orioles 0-1. Cannonball Titcomb, you gotta love that game. I love that name. Will start for the Giants, and he will face Hall of Famer Kid Gleason in Baltimore. So let's get to it. Could this be our first 19th century doubleheader ever? Could be. I'm loving it. All right, already set for above third base side. Blah, 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 blah. All right. Good, good, good. All right, for the Giants of 1888, George Gore, Mike Slattery, Mike Tiernan, Roger Connor, Danny Richardson, Willard Brown, Art Whitney, Gil Hatfield, and Cannonball Titcomb. So he has 1 win, no losses in the early season. And for the Baltimore Orioles, you should know all these guys. John McGraw, Huey Jennings, Dan Bruthers, Joe Kelly, Willie Keeler. So those first 5 are all in the Hall of Fame. Then we got Steve Brody, who's a very good player, Boiler Yard Clark, Heine Reitz, and Kid Gleason. So how about that? 6 of the 9 players in the Baltimore Orioles are in the Baseball Hall of Fame. It is a first for YouTube. I think a 19th century doubleheader. And the other guy, again, I was remiss. There's only 3 people in here, but another guy does a lot of old baseball. Is Baseball Replay Journal and does a lot of Diamond Mine baseball. So there we go. Oops, wait a minute. We do not have the correct Willard Brown, so we got to cancel this game and fix Willard Brown. That's not going to work. for sad reasons. So let's find Willard Brown. We got to get another picture of him. There we go. Yep. Editor. So one weakness here about the about this is I can't really look at the pictures. So we've just got to take our chances here. All right, photo file and filter. Hopefully there's not a lot of Willards. All right, so we got Willard Brown. Let's try the second one, and we're going to do this until we get the right one. Or, tell you what, we're going to do it without a picture. That works. But we'll be here all bloody night. All right, because Willard Brown would not have been playing in 1888. That Willard Brown. That was the Negro League. Willard Brown. Okay. So let's go back to scores and manage game. And still the wrong Willard Brown. We're going to have to go for it. All right, let's go. Wow, what a club. Can they win it all? I don't know, man. That's going to be tough. And they got some tough dead ball teams to face on the other side. But can they win it all in the 19th century? It's going to depend on how long Albert Goodwill Spaulding can keep pitching, I think. All right, here we go. The first 19th century doubleheader on YouTube. Whatever. Here we go. I think it'll be a lot of fun here. So welcome here to Baltimore grounds. Let's check our weather. And it is cloudy with rain in the forecast. The temperature is 40 degrees, and we have a wind blowing out to right at 8 miles per hour. Kid Gleason has finished his warm-up pitches, and he is to face George Gore. Let's do this. Here's the pitch. George Gore showing bunt, and this one bunted back to Gleason. Gleason throws to first, and they are not going to get George Gore, so infield single, and it brings up Mike Slattery. He is 2 for 12 in the season, a run batted in, hitting 167. Kid Gleason, pardon me, Kid Gleason, ready to deal. Here is the pitch. Slattery swings, ground balls to second. Will they turn two? They will not. So they will get the lead runner as Heine Reeds fires on to Huey Jennings. So Slattery now aboard with the fielder's choice one away, and it brings up Mike Tiernan. Tiernan hitting .455 off to a torrid start. He's 5 for 11 with 5 runs batted in. Gleason brings it to Tiernan. Tiernan swings in the first pitch. This one grounded to second. And once again, Reeds will get the lead runner. And Huey Jennings looks like he was hurt in the play. Trainer checking his right elbow, and he's going to stay in the game. Huey Jennings putting a big old plug of tobacco, rubbing it into that elbow, and he is fine. All right, here is baseball's first all-time home run king, first baseman, Roger Connor. Connor, .417 average, 3 runs batted in. Gleason deals the 3-2 pitch. Connor swings. This one grounded back to Kid Gleason in the box. And Connor will be retired at first. So nothing on a hit for the New York Giants. They leave one. We go to the bottom of the first. The 1885 Giants nothing, and the 1894 Baltimore Orioles coming to bat. So now we have a pre-modern versus a modern team. Little Napoleon, John McGraw will lead it off here against Cannonball Titcomb. 1 win, no losses. He has struck out 5, walked 7, an ERA of 2 even. Little Napoleon, .333 average, a run batted in. All right, here we go. Titcomb with the 3-2 pitch to John McGraw. McGraw swings, and this one lined up the middle, base hit. And here we go. McGraw thought about 2. He will hold at first. And Huey Jennings will now step in. Ea is hitting an even 203 for 15 in the season. McGraw an aggressive lead off of first. The 0-1 delivery. McGraw off with the pitch and up with it and throwing is Willard Brown, and he is not going to get John McGraw. So McGraw picking up the steal. Runner in scoring position here for the Baltimore Orioles. And so weird to think that John McGraw would go on to manage the New York Giants in the 20th century. So McGraw would spend a very, very brief time in the upstart American League. He and Ban Johnson hated each other, and McGraw jumped back to the National League and would manage the Giants for 3 decades. And look at McGraw's numbers. McGraw is in as a manager, but also McGraw, one of those rare cases, who's also a great baseball player. So great player and a great manager, and that doesn't always translate that you have a great player becomes a great manager. Most of the great managers were not very good ball players. McGraw, one of the exceptions to the rule. Hall of Fame numbers as a player. All right, here's the delivery, the 1-1 to Huey Jennings. Jennings swings, and this one just a soft roller to second base, but Richardson muffs the ball, throws off the mark. That's going to be an E4 on Danny. I said Hardy Richardson on Danny Richardson. And McGraw will move to third. So Huey Jennings at first, McGraw at third. As big Dan Bruther steps in. A scary bat there. Bruther's 267 average, a run batted in. Cannonball Titcomb lets it go. Dan Bruther's cuts on this one, a healthy one. Line drive into center field, base hit. And coming around to score is John McGraw. So the Orioles out to a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Hall of Famer Joe Kelly now comes to the box wielding a stick of ash. Huey Jennings at second. Dan Bruther's at first. Titcomb ready to deal. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Joe Kelly swings. This one fast roller to short, and they're going to turn the 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Or no, I'm sorry, it's just 2 outs. Sorry about that, guys. A little bit woozy here, I guess. All right, Huey Jennings on to third for Wee Willie Keeler. Keeler hitting .357 with 3 runs batted in. Titcomb works to him, the 2-1 pitch. Keeler swings. This one sent on the third base side, which means we have a bizarre play here. So knocks one in with a single, and 2-0 Orioles over Giants. We're going to look at a regular replay and see what the hell happened there. That was weird. There we go. So just like Action PC, this will sometimes have a bit of an aneurysm as well. All right, it's 2-0 Baltimore, and Steve Brody will bat now. Brody hitting .286 in the young season. He's 4 for 14. Titcomb checks the speedy Wee Willie Keeler at first, 2 down, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. Steve Brody swings. Little slow bounder to short, and picking up that ball but not making the throw is Gil Hatfield. So 2 aboard now for Baltimore, and it continues here. 4 hits for Baltimore, all in this inning. And here's Boiler Yard Clark. You gotta love that nickname. Keeler at second, Steve Brody at first. And tonight, for game number 2, I'm gonna let Cousin Ken decide who the player in the spotlight should be. Oh, there was that weird bug, believe it or not, in Out of the Park 21 with 19th Century Baseball. I remember hearing that about that one back when I was playing the game in 2022. I would check the definitely check the. There's a workaround World's Worst Gamer. Definitely a world. There is a workaround for it. You're gonna have to check. And they still have the forums broken down. So maybe check the Out of the Park 21 forums. I do know there's a workaround for it. I can't remember what it is, my friend. I'm sorry. Hey, Bernie, welcome in. All right, so we got 4 baseball fans here And that's nice. All right, here is Boiler Yard Clark. Cannonball Titcomb to deliver to Boiler Yard Clark. You're not going to get anything like that except early baseball, my friends. And Boiler Yard gaps this one into right center. And here come the Orioles with a vengeance, with a quickness. Two are going to score on the Boiler Yard Clark double with 2 outs. The Orioles now lead the Giants 4-0. All right, and congratulations to the modern-day Baltimore Orioles as they go to the postseason. What a wonderful celebration. Saw that last night, captured at Camden Yards. So, congratulations, Baltimore. Hey, Ken, I just realized we could have something close to a Subway Series that would happen to be the Orioles and Phillies. These teams, or those cities, very close, and I'm close to both of them, so get you down here for a game, Ken. And this one grounded to short, and this one booted out there by Hatfield. So Frank Bonner gets the base hit. Boiler Yard Clark moves to third, and these Orioles are just relentless. Cannonball Titcomb now to deal to the pitcher, Kid Gleason, 1 for 4. Here's the 2-2. Gleason swings, and this one a weak grounder to second, and Gleason will have an infield single and an RBI as Boiler Yard Clark scores on this play. It's 5-0 for the Baltimore Orioles. Kid Gleason, of course, best known in baseball history as the manager of the Chicago White Sox 1919. Joe Kelly in the spotlight, you got it. Let's put a Hall of Famer in the spotlight. All right, we're back at the top of the order for John McGraw. The Baltimore Orioles have batted around 5 runs, 7 hits. These Giants are not a pushover team, by the way. So the Giants at 1-0 and the Orioles 0-1 coming into today's game. Here's the 0-2 pitch. McGraw swings and grounder to third, taking it to the bag himself is Whitney. So the Orioles do bat around. They score 5 runs. They leave 1. We go to the top of the second. It's the Baltimore Orioles 5, the 1885 New York Giants nothing. So the pitcher or the player tonight for game number 2 will be the great Joe Kelly, Hall of Fame left fielder. Are they both 2-1? I thought one was 1-0 too. I'll have to look again. I think you're right, Cousin Ken. He says he sees 20 hits for the Orioles. All right, so we will be spotlighting Mr. Kelly in the next inning as he's due up third when we hit the Baltimore second. Kid Gleason to deal to Danny Richardson. Here's the pitch. Richardson, first pitch swinging. One hopper to third. Up with that one, John McGraw, and he fires across the diamond to Dan Bruthers for out number 1. All right, here is Kid Gleason, or Willard Brown, I'm sorry, Willard Brown at the plate. 0 for 1. And again, it's the wrong Willard Brown, guys. And Brown swinging on the first pitch. High fly ball deep to center field. And short of the fence, Steve Brody making the catch for out number 2. All right, and here it brings up now Art Whitney. God, I'm stumbling over my words tonight. So sorry, guys. All right, Kid Gleason to deal. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Art Whitney. Whitney swings, and this one, just a little fly ball to right field. Willie Keeler will make the play for out number 3. The 1888 Giants go in order. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Baltimore 5, New York nothing. And it'll be Huey Jennings, Dan Bruthers, and then our spotlighted player, Joe Kelly. First game, we spotlighted Charlie Sweeney, and what an awesome story that one was. All right, Cannonball Titcomb finding himself way, way deep in a hole, down 5-0. We're only in the second. The 0-2 pitch to Jennings, and Jennings Sends this out to right field, and arranging to his right and making the play is Mike Tiernan, and that's somebody we will spotlight some night too. But definitely Joe Kelly, I think a forgotten Hall of Famer. All right, here is Big Dan Bruther, shouldn't be forgotten by anybody. Titcomb delivers. Here's the 1-1. Bruther swings. This one line to first. Nice play by Roger Connor. All right, now we take a little bit of a moment here while we bring up Joe Kelly. And let's learn about this great player. Oh, as I lifted up Bernie, did your biographical encyclopedia of baseball come in yet? And if so, are you liking it? I know I'm just really excited that somebody bought this excellent book. All right, as I'm paging through this bad boy. Come on. Okay, we have Kelly, Keltner. We need a Kelley. All right, here we go. All right, guys, you might as well pop a couple beers because Beatles Eternally has some reading to do here, but worth it. All right, here we go. Just Shipped will be in next week. Bernie, you're going to love this book. It's amazing. All right, so Joseph James Kelly. He was born 9th December 1871 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and died August 14th, 1943 in Baltimore, Maryland. Made his major league debut on the 27th of July, 1891. All right, here we go. Colorful, popular Joe Kelly was a key member of manager Ned Hanlon's legendary Baltimore Orioles clubs of the 1890s. A powerful hitter and daring base runner, Kelly teamed with third baseman John McGraw to help bring Baltimore a winner. A few years later, he teamed with Muggsy McGraw again, this time to wreck baseball in Baltimore. So in 1891, Kelly, at that time a pitcher who hoped to join the staff of the Boston Beaneaters, signed with the Lowells of the New England League. And I should pause here and remind you guys that the Lowells only speak to the Cabots, and the Cabots speak only to God. So you New Englanders should appreciate that. All right. So anyhow, with the Lowells, he went 10-3, but he also hit .331 and stole 21 bases in 61 games. By season's end, he was with Boston, but as an outfielder. He started the 1892 season with the Western League Omahogs. Honestly, what a name. And batted .330 in 49 games. In June, he was brought up to Pittsburgh, and in September, the Pirates sent Kelly and $2,000 to Baltimore for outfielder George Van Haltren, who had been a disciplinary problem for manager Ned Hanlon. The Orioles had finished last in the 12-team National League in 1892, but Hanlon was in the process of rebuilding the club. In 1893, he put Kelly in center field and shifted him to left in 1894 as the Orioles, featuring such greats as McGraw, outfielder Willie Keeler, and shortstop Huey Jennings, began a streak of 3 consecutive National League pennant wins. Kelly batted .393 in 1894 and scored 165 runs, the 5th best single-season total in history. From 1893, Kelly's first full season with Baltimore, through 1898, his last season with the club, he hit .352. On September 3, 1894, Kelly had one of the best days in the history of the game, going 9 for 9 in a doubleheader. Think about that for a second. 9 for 9 as 2 people leave. Oh my God. Oh well. In the first game, he collected 3 singles and a triple. In the nightcap, he added 4 doubles and a single. Kelly was popular with Baltimore fans not only for his proficient hitting, aggressive base running, and graceful fielding, but also for his colorful habits. Are we surprised? Slightly vain, Kelly would carry a small mirror with him, and when there was little action in the outfield, he would take it out and carefully inspect his handsome features. One of Kelly's tricks with the Orioles was to hide an extra baseball in the high grass in left field for occasions when he might need one on short notice. I love these guys, man. All right, one day a line drive was hit into the gap between Kelly in left and Steve Brody in center. Kelly hustled over to his reserve ball and fired it in, but at roughly the same oh my God. But at roughly the same time, Brody retrieved the legitimate game ball and threw it in. Kelly didn't use that ruse again. Oh my God. I love this stuff, man. All right, anyhow. Kelly played during the age of syndicate baseball, and the Baltimore and Brooklyn, well, it says Brooklyn Dodge, I would say Brooklyn clubs, were under the same ownership. So that I did not know. I guess Ken knew that. With greater profits to be made in more populous Brooklyn, the Orioles dispatched several players, including Kelly, to Brooklyn following the 1898 season. At the turn of the century, there were also schemes afloat to revive the defunct American Association. In 1900, John K. Mann, Kelly's father-in-law, planned to back a franchise in Baltimore that was to be managed by John McGraw and one in Philadelphia to be managed by Joe Kelly, but nothing came of the idea. That extra ball trick, I'm never going to forget that. In February 1902, however, Mann made a large purchase of stock in the new Baltimore American League franchise. Kelly also bought some and announced that he was leaving Brooklyn to return to Baltimore to play under John McGraw, who was in charge of the reconstituted Orioles. As the season progressed, rumor had it the following year that the franchise would move to New York, but McGraw believed he would be left behind when that happened. Together, McGraw, Kelly, and Mann hatched a scheme to protect their interests, even if baseball in Baltimore suffered as a result. First, McGraw and Kelly attempted to assume the role of martyrs. On the afternoon of June 28, 1902, the duo went at it hammer and tongs with the umpiring crew of Tom Connolly and Jimmy Johnston. In the eighth inning, Connolly finally ejected McGraw, but Mugsley refused to leave the diamond. Kelly rushed to his chief's defense, and he too was summarily ejected. Pardon me. Both were suspended indefinitely by American League President Ben Johnson, and McGraw sputtered, "No man likes to be ordered off the earth like a dog in the presence of his friends. Ball players are not a lot of cattle to have the whip cracked over them." After conferring with Kelly and Mann, McGraw obtained his release from the Orioles and engineered the club's takeover by Giants owner Andrew Friedman and Reds owner John T. Brush, who was soon to supplant Friedman as the owner of the Giants. The Orioles released two future Hall of Famers, pitcher Joe McGinnity and catcher Roger Bresnahan, both of whom promptly signed with the New York Giants. Baltimore also released Kelly. He then met with Brush, who was registered under an assumed name at Baltimore Stafford Hotel. Kelly agreed to manage the Cincinnati Reds. Soon, the Orioles' Cy Seymour and Mike Donlin would join him in Cincinnati. Kelly never enjoyed the success in Cincinnati that McGraw did in New York. Kelly never finished higher than third before being replaced by Ned Hanlon at the close of the 1905 season. Kelly remained as a player with the Reds through 1906. As a manager, he had a few interesting moments. In 1903, he released catcher Branch Rickey, the future St. Louis Cardinals skipper and Dodgers owner, for refusing to play Sunday baseball. "Listen, Busher, beat it over to the owner's office and get your release," he informed Rickey. The next year, Kelly pronounced, "I've got a second baseman who'll make you forget Bid McPhee." Miller Huggins. McPhee was considered the best second baseman of all time, at the time, while Huggins, though he became a first-race fielder, became more famous later for managing the Yankees to 6 pennants and 3 World Series titles. In 1907, Kelly managed Toronto of the Eastern League. He brought home a pennant winner and was hired to manage the Boston Doves the following year. It was not a good career move. The Doves, dubbed by sports writers the 9 of least resistance, were a poor team, and controversy marked the close of their 1908 season. They lost their last 3 games to New York, forcing a showdown between the Giants and the Cubs, and it was alleged in some quarters that Kelly and several former Giants on the Dove team had gone easy on the New York club. After the season, Dove catcher Frank Bowerman informed owner George Dovey, who did not like Kelly, that unless he was made the Doves manager, he would return to farming in Michigan. Dovey put Bowerman in charge, and Kelly managed at Toronto the following year. Ironically, Kelly had pressed for Boston to obtain the unruly catcher. Kelly won another pennant with Toronto in 1912 and remained there through the 1914 season. He scouted for the 1915-16 New York Yankees, and during the course of an entire season, he failed to recommend the purchase of a single player, thus earning the gratitude of parsimonious New York co-owner Tillinghast Houston. Following his scouting days, Kelly worked for the Maryland Racing Commission, and in 1926 he returned to baseball as a coach for Brooklyn. The Veterans Committee named him to the Hall of Fame in 1971. What a great write-up on Joe Kelly. So 1,853 games, 7,006 at-bats, 1,421 runs scored, 2,220 hits, 65 home runs, 1,194 runs batted in, an on-base percentage of .402, a slugging average of .451, and a lifetime batting average of .317. So Joe Kelly, gotta love it. All right. Glad you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you, cousin. He says outstanding. Great book. Once again, guys, if you don't pick this book up from eBay, you're losing out. Losing out. This is called Baseball. It's called the Biographical Encyclopedia of Baseball. This is from the editors of Total Baseball. You're not going to get a lot of, you're not going to get any 21st century players. I think. Well, you might get a couple. Let me see. What's the imprint on this thing? I never looked. Yeah, so this is, the imprint on this is copyright 2000. But believe me, you're going to have plenty of reading, and it is a history book. Anyhow, Jim Creighton is in here, father of the fastball. Wow. So you also have Spud Chandler, you have Johnny Callison, Nixie Callahan. You also have Mike Caldwell. You know, players you guys, a lot more players, folks you're going to know here. Danny Murtaugh, and everybody's in here. Big Six. Oh my God. So if we ever do Big Six, that's a huge write-up, as you'd imagine. So Joe Kelly. So how about that hidden ball trick? Isn't that funny? So, right, Kelly has a ball hidden in left field. The ball's hit out to left. Kelly goes for the fake ball. Steve Brody gets the legit ball, and they both come in at the same time. That is brilliance. See, you F-ball guys, man. You got Deflategate. Yeah, man. You don't have Joe Kelly hiding the ball out there in the tall grass in left field. So, just another reason why baseball is the better game. All right, back to game action, and our spotlight player, Joe Kelly. He is nothing for one, as he puts the mirror in the back pocket. Cannonball Titcomb delivers. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Joe Kelly grounded out to Hatfield last time. He's going to ground to third this time. Great play there by Whitney to retire the side. Nothing across for the Baltimore Orioles. We go to the top of the third. Baltimore 5 and the Giants nothing. There is not. Let me check. Sounds going to cut out for a second. I don't think there is a second edition, however, Ken. Because the last edition of Total Baseball will come out just 3 years later. But let's look. We'll just check We'll check Sleaze Bay, man. That's my new name for it. They're gonna sue me. Why not? The Russians have blocked me. All right. Baseball. If there is a second one, I will pick it up, but I don't think there is. But this is one of those books that you just, man, you pick it up and it's heavy. Nope, that is it. That is it. And guys, you can get it right now. Somebody has for $7.15. Somebody else is selling it for $8. Somebody else for $7.44, $7.91, $9.64. You can get this thing for around anywhere from $7 to $9, gents. I mean, wow. Just it's great. It is great. I'll tell you what. I trust you guys so much that I would almost, only because I just can't afford it, but I would almost buy this book again and give it to somebody else. There's a biographical encyclopedia of baseball. Let me look at this. This is not the same book, but I've never heard of this. This is by Donald Dewey. Picture of Ty Cobb grimacing. I do see there's a second edition of the Nemec 19th century book, which yeah, this other one's 474 pages. So it's the only edition. Come on, guys, it's $7 and change, and a lot of these places free shipping. It is one of my most beloved baseball books. Todd B saving money for his bread sim. You know, and you're never going to see books like this again on baseball. Never. You're not going to see these big, heavy baseball books. Oh, yeah, no, that's a different one altogether, cousin. That one with Ty Cobb. So the one you want, you'll see like there's a bunch of baseball card images. So that's the one that you want if you pick it up. So there you go. All right. Gil Hatfield will lead things off here in the top of the third for the New York Giants at 1885. Hatfield just 1 for 11 on the season thus far. Kid Gleason with a 3-2 delivery to Gil Hatfield. And Hatfield swings, and he will dump this one into right field. A little Texas leaguer over second base for a base knock. So that's the second hit for these Giants in the game, and it brings up Cannonball Titcomb. He is 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Gil Hatfield leads off first. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The runner does not go. Titcomb showing bunt. Count goes to 0-2. Kid Gleason deals. Titcomb, strike 3. So as that bunt goes foul, now, so then there again, I should remind you that for the Giants in 1885, that third foul would not have been a strikeout. But again, out of the park, having to use or using 1893 and to today's modern baseball rules, that would not have been a strikeout. All right, here's the 1-2 pitch to George Gore, and that is a legit swinging on the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. So Kid Gleason with 2 strikeouts, 2 down for Mike Slattery, 0-1. Here's the pitch, and the runner goes, and this one is going to be a stolen base as Clark comes up with it, but unable to get Gil Hatfield. So he picks up a steal. Runner in scoring position here for the New York Giants, and 2 away as Mike Slattery, the lefty, back in the box in the 2-2 pitch. Slattery swings, and this one, diving stop at second. Nice play by Frank Bonner, who fires onto first for the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Baltimore 5, New York nothing. And it will be Wee Willie Keeler, Steve Brody, and Boiler Yard Clark due up for the 1894 Orioles. Titcomb into his wind, and the 0-1 pitch to Wee Willie. Keeler swings, and this one hit with authority, but right to short. Gil Hatfield making the 6-3 put out. 1 up, 1 down now. Center fielder Steve Brody, he is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch, the 1-0. Brody swings, this one grounded to second, and this one is going to be Danny Richardson to Roger Connor for the 4-3 put out. So 2 away here. Cannonball Titcomb looking for an easy inning, deals to Boiler Yard Clark, who had that big double last time up. The 1-1 to Clark. This one a harmless grounder to third base, and fielding that one is Whitney, and he will retire Clark and the side. So we go to the top of the fourth as Brooklyn goes in order. It's still 5-0. It'll be Mike Tiernan, Roger Bresnahan, and Danny Richardson. Gleason has struck out 2 in the game. Mike Tiernan 0-for-1. The 2-2 pitch to Tiernan. Tiernan looks at a called strike 3. Curveball dropped in there by Kid Gleason. Cranks and crankless. And we have us a nice little fun chat here tonight with everybody. Thank you for coming in. All right, here's baseball's first home run king, Roger Connor. He is 0-for-1. Here's the 2-2. Grounded out his last time, and this one, line to right, base hit. Roger Connor will stop at first. So Roger Connor with the third 1885 Giants hit, and it brings up Danny Richardson, who's 0-for-1. Richardson, oh, there goes the runner, and, well, there we go. Roger Connor is taken care of. He's not actually paid to run out there. So Clark, Boiler Clark, has gunned down another, tough to run on, just like we saw in our first game. Danny Richardson back in there now, and here's the 2-1 delivery. Grounded to third as last time, and this one grounded short, and Huey Jennings will make the play to first. So the Giants get a hit, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the fourth. The Orioles 5, the Giants nothing here as we play some baseball. All right, it will be Frank Bonner to lead it off, Kid Gleason, and then John McGraw for the 1894 Orioles. Cannonball Titcomb, let's go. The 1-1 pitch to Frank Bonner. Bonner swings, and this one a little weird kind of nubber up to first, and Frank Bonner's going to beat this one out and pick up a base hit. That is number 8 for the Baltimore Orioles. And here's Kid Gleason, 1 for 1. He has a run batted in. The 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Gleason gets a good bunt down the third base line. The only play will be to first. Kid Gleason with a successful sacrifice. Frank Bonner moves into scoring position for Baltimore. Back at the top of the order now, Little Napoleon. McGraw's 1 for 2. Here's the 0-1 to John. And McGraw spanks this one on the left-hand side. Third baseman Whitney up with it, and he will retire McGraw on the 5-3 putout. Frank Bonner moves to third on the play. Shortstop Huey Jennings, Iya, so named because he would yell that in the coaching box when he was with the Detroit, coaching the Detroit team. Iya Jennings. I believe he actually had that nickname already with the 1894 Orioles. I'm not sure. Maybe Cousin Ken can correct that, but definitely had the moniker by the time he was a coach with the Detroit Tigers. Titcomb delivers to Iya. Here's the 3-2. Jennings looks at ball 4. This one just inside and a bit low. So runners at the corners, Bonner at third, Jennings at first, and that will bring up Dan Bruthers, a fearsome bat here. Bruthers thus far today, 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Titcomb deals the 2-2 pitch, and Bruthers line drive base hit left field. And coming in to score is Frank Bonner, so that's an RBI for Dan Bruthers. And it's now a 6-0 Orioles lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Pardon me. As Joe Kelly steps up, again looking himself in the mirror, and he says he is looking fine for the lovely dames in the grandstands. Titcomb delivers the count full on Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly looks at ball 4, and Cannonball Titcomb looks like he's throwing more grapefruits than anything up there, and they're all missing. Speed all around now for these 1894 Baltimore Orioles, and coming to the plate, one of the game's great place hitters, Wee Willie Keeler. He's 1 for 2 with a run batted in, 2 out, bases loaded, 6-0 Baltimore lead. Hard to make this one exciting. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Keeler swings, and this one grounded deep to short, and they're going to go to second to get out of the inning. So the Orioles could have done a lot more damage. They do not. They leave them loaded to pick up a run. We head to the visitors' half of the fifth inning here at Baltimore grounds, and it's the 1894 Orioles 6, the 1885 Giants nothing in the Castro division of the CML League. Willard Brown will lead things off here. Willard 0 for 1. Again, we have his picture here, but this is not the Negro Leaguer Willard Brown, obviously. The 1-1 pitch to Brown. Brown swings. This one, 2-bouncer to second. And that one is going to be Frank Bonner's play onto Dan Bruthers for the 4-3. Art Whitney now, the third baseman, 0 for 1. But he is hitting .308 as of this at bat. Here's the 1-2 to Whitney. Flight out to Keeler his last time up. Whitney this time strokes one right to second base. A little hesitation on the play by Frank Bonner, but gets it out of the glove onto Bruthers to retire Whitney for out number 2. And here comes Gil Hatfield, 1 for 1 and a stolen base. There are no McCoys on the field. Here's the pitch to Hatfield. Hatfield swings in the first pitch. This one, liner to left, but right down into Joe Kelly's glove, and this one a legitimate one to left field side. Retired as the Giants go in order of cranks and cranklets. We go to the bottom of the fifth, and it's the Dodgers 6 and the Giants, the Orioles 6 and the Giants nothing. I keep reading that BLN is Brooklyn. All right. Anyhow, it will be Steve Brody, Boiler Yard Clark, and Frank Bonner due up for the Baltimore Orioles. Almost did it again. Cannonball Titcomb deals. Steve Brody 1 for 2. This one grounded deep to second, and unable to hold on to the ball is Richardson. No throw. Brody giving the infield hit as Danny Richardson not able to get the throw off in time to Roger Connor. Ken Castro says concerning Jennings' famous yell, this comes from Saber. His shrill yell became one of baseball's historic trademarks, and in modified form even became a rallying cry for the U.S. Marines in World War I. How cool is that? Who often went into battle shouting, "E-I-yep." Thank you for that, Cousin Ken. So Huey Jennings, of course, the Marines in that the Battle of Belleau Wood in the First World War. A terrible, terrible battle that was, but the United States Marines making a good showing, or at least as good of a showing as you could make in that brutal meat grinder. So thank you for that, cousin. Did not know that. Love it. I'm going to file that one away. All right, here's Boiler Yard Clark, and I want to know how he got his nickname. We'll have to find out. 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Steve Brody aboard at first. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And Clark looks at ball 4. So slider missing inside, and it brings up Frank Bonner. I hope you guys like this sort of from kind of third base line perspective. I think it's so cool looking. Titcomb delivers the 1-1. Frank Bonner will send this one to third, and Whitney makes the throw onto Connor in time. Double play. Clark goes to second. Let's look at that little double play action again. So great play there at third. Beautiful, beautiful double play. Love it, love it, love it. All right. 2 down now, and here's Kid Gleason. 1 for 1 with a ribby. The 0-2 delivery. Gleason swings, sinking liner to center field. Gleason, flies right out to Mike Slattery. So that does it. The Orioles do not pick up a run for a change, and we go to the top of the 6th. The Giants will start things off here with Cannonball Titcomb. Does not look like his name at all. I expected him to be a big, sort of burly bruiser kind of guy. The diminutive Kid Gleason ready to deal. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Cannonball. 0 for 1. And Titcomb grounds this one to second. Frank Bonner with the 4-3 putout. Routine 1 up, 1 down. I'm sure he obtained that nickname earlier, but you could be wrong. I think that's really cool, though. Love that story about Jennings and his nickname. All right, George Gore in there. Here's the 3-2 pitch. George Gore swings, and this one inside the line and gets down to the corner in right field. George Gore's going for... No, he's not. He's going to hold at second. Looks like he was going to go for 3, but Keeler, good arm out there, hits Bonner, the cutoff man. So Gore with the 1-out double, and it brings up Mike Slattery, who is fruitless in 2 attempts. Gleason deals. Slattery swings. This one, high fly ball into center field. Coming in on it and making a catch is Steve Brody. So George Gore remains at second, 2 down. The Giants desperately trying to get on the board here. Mike Tiernan will try to give it a go here. 0-2 for him. 2-2 pitch. Tiernan swings. This one a bouncer back to the mound. And how about it? Kid Gleason with the bare hand tries to get it off to first. Not in time. Tiernan with the infield hit. George Gore moves to third. So runners at first and third. 2 down. Tex Aggs join us for some baseball here at Baltimore Grounds. He says, howdy, everyone. Great to see you in here, Tex Aggs. Welcome in for some old-timey action. This is the second game of a 19th century doubleheader. All right, here is Roger Connor. He is 1 for 2. Tiernan at first, Gore at third. The 1-2 twirl. Roger Connor swings. This one just a pop fly in the infield and down into the glove of Frank Bonner. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's the 1894 Orioles 6, the 1885 Giants zilch. John McGraw, Huey Jennings, and Dan Bruthers, the 1, 2, 3 of these great Baltimore Orioles, due up. Cannonball Titcomb. Winds and deals the 3-2 to John McGraw, swinging, grounded to third, and the bare hand. Up with it is Art Whitney, who fires to Roger Connor to retire the Speedy McGraw for out number 1. Huey Jennings, nothing for 2, the 1-1 pitch. And swung on. This one, a slow roller to third. Jennings tearing down the line, but they're going to get him by a couple steps. So Whitney making 2 5-3 putouts in the inning, 2 away here for Big Dan Bruthers. He's batted in 2 today, 2 for 3 overall. Titcomb's delivery. Bruthers swings. This one a roller to first, and taking it to the bag himself will be Roger Connor. So 3 up, 3 down for the Baltimore Orioles. We go to the top of the 7th. It is still 6-0 Baltimore, scoring 5 big ones in the first and adding 1 in the 4th. The Giants have managed 5 hits thus far, and that is pretty much it. Kid Gleason right now enjoying a 5-hit shutout. Danny Richardson, nothing for 2. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Richardson. Richardson swings. This one hard hit. Sinking liner to center, but making a great play out there in center field is Steve Brody. All right, 1 away now for Willard Brown. He is nothing for 2. The 1-1 delivery to Brown. Cut on. This one, little roller up the first base line. Who's going to win this race? Willard Brown will win the race. Infield single here. And that's hit number 6 for the 1885 Giants, and it brings up Art Whitney. Art Whitney's been busy in the hot corner here for the New York Giants, but at bat, he is nothing for 2. Willard Brown leads off first. Here's the delivery. The runner goes, and up with it is Boiler Yard Clark, but this one late as Willard Brown picks up the steal. So runner in scoring position now for the 1885 Giants is Art Whitney back in the box in the 2-0 delivery. And this one is going to be a wild pitch. Nice play there, though, by Clark to keep that in front of him, to keep Willard Brown at second. The count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Whitney swings. This one a slow roller to short. Close play at first, and they get him by a gnat's eyelash. So Art Whitney retired. Moving to third in the play is Willard Brown. 2 down. Gil Hatfield is going to try to get New York on the board here in the top of the 7th. Kid Gleason from the stretch in the 1-0. Hatfield swings, and this one a grounder to short. Routine 6-3 putout, and another chance goes by the board for the New York Giants. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's still Baltimore 6 and New York nothing. Mike, great job here on Baltimore grounds. Thank you very much. Welcome in, man. Ken Castro says Boiler Clark coached at Princeton forever, winning 546 games. At Princeton, he coached the one and only Mo Berg, one of the most brilliant men in baseball. Geez, we should talk about Mo Berg some night. You don't think you did this one, Mike? That's a hell of a nice ballpark. So, all right, well, so then it must be the other guy that did them. I'm so used to you doing most of these parks. And in fact, this one had the park factors and everything. So, all right, well, anyhow, nice job in this old ballpark. All right. We got a, what do we got here? We got Joe Kelly. All right, Joe, here he is. Joe Kelly, nothing for 2. The 3-2 pitch coming to Joe Kelly. Kelly swings. Good contact on this one. Line drive, base hit. Center field, Joe Kelly thinking about 2, but he will hold at first. Hit number 11 for the Baltimore Orioles. Now to bring up Wee Willie Keeler. He has a run batted in. 1 for 3. The 1-0 delivery to Keeler. The runner goes. They're not going to get Joe Kelly. The throw down, the slide, not in time. Joe Kelly picks up his first steal of the season, and Baltimore just adding insult to injury. Now, potential run number 7 in scoring position. Wee Willie back in the box in the 1-2 pitch to Keeler. Keeler's trying to hit him where they ain't. This one grounded deep to second, and Keeler is going to have himself an infield hit as Danny Richardson just can't get a good handle on the ball. Scorer says that Richardson wouldn't have been able to make that play. They award Wee Willie the infield single. All right, you got to remember, though, the scorekeeper is here in Baltimore, so of course they want to give Wee Willie the hit. Runners at first and third, I really would have scored that in error. Richardson not able to come up with the ball. Steve Brody now, 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. Steve Brody swings, base hit, over second into center field, and run number 7 is in as Joe Kelly crosses the plate. Steve Brody will have himself a 2-bagger. Mike Slattery getting the ball, gets past him, and Steve Brody is at second. Slattery, they're going to score that in E8, so Kelly comes in to score. Keeler at third, Brody at second. It's 7-0 Baltimore. Here's Boiler Yard Clark batting with 2 in scoring position. Nobody down here in the bottom of the 7th. It's a slaughter. And we have Ed Crane coming in as a pinch hitter, sinking liner, center field base hit. Ed Clark has himself an RBI, and Baltimore now 8-0. So coming back with a vengeance against these New York Giants. All right, still nobody out. Runners at the corners. Boiler Yard Clark at first. Steve Brody at third for Frank Bonner, who is 1 for 2. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bonner from the stretch. Bonner swings, grounded to third. And they are going to turn the 5-4-3 double play. The run scores. Bonner not picking up the RBI, but it is now 9-0. So Cousin Ken said 20 hits for the O's. Well, they're 6 away. There are 20 hits in this ball game. No, I like this camera angle up here. This is called Baltimore Grounds, Texags. So again, I don't know that there are many or any extant photos of this Orioles ball orchard, as it would be called in the 19th century. I just kind of like the way it looks up here, Michael, for any of these. It just seems like I don't know, optical illusion, but the game seems faster. And I have the animation speed, it's set at slightly slow, for that sort of, ball scale, ballpark type thing. But I like the way it looks. I love I never realized how nice the follow through is on the hitters until I started playing from this angle. Looks really good. All right, so Ed Grain pitching with 2 down, bases empty. Kid Gleason at the plate, 1 for 2. Oh, you're welcome, Texags. The 1-2 pitch to Kid Gleason. Gleason swing and a miss, inning over. The Orioles pick up 3. It's 9-0. We go to the top of the 8th. Time running out. It will be for the New York Giants. It'll be Ed Crane, George Gore, and Mike Slattery. So thanks, guys, for hanging out for, again, most of you here now toward the end of this game, but I think this was the only 19th century doubleheader that anybody's ever done here that I know of, at least on YouTube. So thanks to Cousin Ken. All right, Kid Gleason deals. Here's the 0-1 pitch for suggesting this league. And this one, fly ball to center field, kind of deep. But Steve Brody will reach back and make the grab. 1 up, 1 down now for the left fielder, George Gore, 2 for 3. The 2-2 pitch. Doubled his last time up, and Gore lines this one into left field, but this will hang up there to get down into Joe Kelly's glove. He didn't need that extra ball in left, and if you weren't here earlier, you won't know what that means. All right, here's Mike Slattery now. 0 for 3. 2 away. Kid Gleason with a 3-1 pitch to Slattery. And Slattery takes outside, ball 4. New York with a base runner. But time seriously running out. They are down 9 runs. All right, Mike Tiernan, 1 for 3. The 1-1 pitch to Mike. Tiernan swings, and this one, a slow, weird grounder back to the pitcher. Infield hit. Looks like it hit some sort of pebble or something errant there on the infield grass. And New York now um, with 2 on, and they're starting to fancy themselves the Spartans. Here's Roger Connor. We've seen no indication of his power today. 1 for 3. He does have 3 RBI in the season thus far, though. The 3-1 to Connor. Connor swings and laces this one to center field. Base hit, and the New York Giants of 1885 finally get on the scoreboard. Roger Connor picking up the ribby single as Mike Slattery scores, and it's the 1894 Orioles 9 and the 1885 Giants 1. So Steve Tate earlier today did a broadcast on a project that he is working with Chris Slovic. So he's doing all the stats crunching and everything, and Chris Slovic will be doing it. It's an F-ball project based on players' birth of state. So they're making a sort of homebrew. Chris Slovic liking, and I love it too, the state collection in Action PC Baseball. So there's going to be kind of an F-ball version of that for you F-ballers out there. All right, 2 on, 2 down. New York still with a long way to go. Here's Danny Richardson, 0 for 3. The 0-2 pitch to Richardson, and Richardson bloops this one out to center field. This should end the inning, and it does. Making the catch is Steve Brody. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Bottom of the 8th, it's Baltimore 9 and New York 1. John McGraw will lead things off here. Ed Crane stays on. He's worked at inning and relief, has a strikeout to his credit. The 3-2 coming in to Little Napoleon. McGraw swings, and this one line to left. This will get down for a base hit. So McGraw is aboard, and that is the 15th hit for the 1894 Baltimore Orioles. It's going to be fun to see them clash with the 1875 Red Stockings. Huey Jennings now, 0 for 3. Full count on Jennings. Jennings looks at a called strike 3 in the outside corner. Nice fastball there by Ed Crane. 1 away. McGraw remains at first. Dan Bruthers now bringing a wicket there. Stands in on the left-hand side. The first baseman 2 for 4 with 2 batted in. The 1-0 to Bruthers. Bruther swings this one, hard grounder to first. Will they turn 2? They will not. So they'll go to second to get the lead runner. Bruther's on in the fielder's choice. 2 down. When we go to the Giants' 9th, we will see Richardson, Brown, and Whitney. Giants outclassed in this game today. Joe Kelly, 1 for 3, our featured player. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Kelly. Kelly swings, and this one hit with authority to center field, back toward the wall, and making a nice catch is Mike Slattery. 8 done here at Baltimore grounds. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left on. We go to the 9th, and will we see some final inning sorcery from the 1885 Giants? And we have a pinch hitter now, Pat Murphy. So we're going to have a quick look at Pat Murphy and his career in baseball. Been very, very good to me. Played from 1887 to 1890. Played for the Giants. Lifetime 220 hitter for him. So 4 seasons. All right, here we go. Kid Gleason with 3 strikeouts thus far. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And this one sent out to center field by Murphy, and in his sights and in his glove, Steve Brody makes the catch. 1 down. And now we finally see Buck Ewing. So Buck Ewing in the season is 5 for 11 with a run batted in. Gleason deals. Here's the 1-1. Ewing playing tired. Ewing swings, and he laces this one into right, base hit. So New York picking up its 9th hit of the game with 1 out. Gil Hatfield, 1 for 3 with a stolen base, the 0-1. Hatfield swings, grounded to short. Will they turn 2? They will, and mercifully this one is over. And the Baltimore Orioles moiter the New York Giants 9-1. So Ken was right about their records. So the 1888 Giants fall to 2-2. The 1894 Orioles improved to 3-1. The Orioles picked up a win at Baltimore grounds, knocking off the 1888 Giants 9-1. Starting pitcher Kid Gleason played a key role in the triumph. Gleason, now 2-0, was the winner in 9 innings, gave up 9 hits while striking out 3, walking 1, and allowing 1 run. The Orioles got an important contribution from Boiler Yard Clark, who in the bottom of the first punched a first pitch fastball into right center for a 2-run double, second double of the season, and put the Orioles ahead 4-0, from which they never looked back. So Kid Gleason gets player of the game. Titcomb takes the loss. He goes to 1-1 per old Cannonball. Went 6 innings, walked 3, 9 runs. 5 of those were earned. Ed Crane came in, worked 2 in relief, and struck out 2. Kid Gleason went the distance, as already noted. So there we go. We're not going to do any more tonight, but just some notable matchups coming up here. Well, just some games coming up. 1885 White Stockings will be facing the 1899 Phillies. 1878 Reds and 1876 Grays, their starters yet to be announced. The Brown Stockings and the Bisons. George Bradley will be taking the hill against somebody to be decided. Wolverines and Superbas, that's one we're probably going to do at some point. Each team at 2-1. The Pittsburgh Alleghenies will tangle with the very tough 1895 Cleveland Spiders. Ed Morris, Cy Young, I think a pretty good pitching matchup there. And then the Boston Red Stockings and the 1884 Grays. And this one's going to be a good one. We're going to save this one for Cousin Ken. Definitely Cal McVeigh against Old Hoss Radbourne. All right, now when we move into the dead ball in the McGregor division, what do we have here? We will see Walter Johnson for the first time, as he would face off against Jimmy Ring, the 1913 Senators versus the 1919 Reds. The 1905 Giants will face the 1914 Braves. The Braves are 2-1. The Boston Braves of 1914. Boston or New York 1-2. It's going to be Big Six versus Bill James. Not a lot of strong. There's a good strong pitching matchup here, but we've already done Red Sox Pirates. The 1916 Red Sox will play at Exposition Park against the 1902 Pirates. Dutch Leonard versus Deacon Felipe. So that one could be one that we'll do again anyhow, just for that pitching matchup. Loving this one, though, the 1904 New York Highlanders against the 1910 Philadelphia Athletics. Jack Chisbro versus Chief Bender, and for these Highlanders, we'll see Wee Willie Keeler again. Cubs Naps, not necessarily a marquee matchup there. And the other big marquee matchup, the 1916 Brooklyn Robins against the 1906 Chicago White Sox. Rube Marquard against Ed Walsh. So we got 3 games that we will get to in this league, and that is it. Bill James, no wonder he knows so much about baseball, says Carlos Yaz. Well done. Yeah, the 1914 Braves and 1905 Giants is going to be a good one. So, I don't think we've seen any change in the standings here. Indeed, we have not. So, but let's see, what does the win do for the Orioles? So the Orioles just a half game back, along with the 1878 Cincinnati Reds, Boston Red Stockings of 1875, and the Cleveland Spiders of 1895. Damn it, almost a generation apart. At 3 wins, no losses. And that is in the Radbourne division. In the Wagner division, which is the dead ball division, it's the Phils and the Red Sox, 1915 and 1916 respectively, each at 3-0. So this is a lot of fun. We're going to go ahead and save this game. This is a lot of fun, and hope you guys are enjoying. This is about as way back as you can get. The only thing we could have done was maybe put a team in here from 1871, but there were only been like 9 players, literally, or 10 players on the team. So, nice logos. Thank you, Tex. Took a while, but got them done. These logos in the dead ball and the Wagner division, these are real logos. The other side, these were kind of just ones that out of the park generated, but I kind of messed around with a little bit. So, excellent logo generator. Um, it used to, older versions of Out of the Park Baseball had a much better logo generator than now. And somebody out there had a great, there was like a template of like all kinds of different logo generators. But I also use things like Canva when I want to create baseball logos. So, yeah, it's a fun league. It was a fun league. So I think I saved this. Starting to get too many projects that I've got to get caught up on um, in both of these games. I'm not going to be playing anymore tonight. I'm just looking. I'm not going to do everything on here. So this I can actually, this is gone. The Atlanta Braves of 1984 won the Tosser tournament, so that gets deleted. Boop, all gone. This Tigers Mets thing that I did for was doing for MV that might just go away. Offline, I'm doing some 71 Pirates, and most of these have been demos for you guys. So, but I have a couple things in Action PC Baseball I've got to get done too. So that's it. You can't, well, you can't find the 19th century workaround, but you can do dead ball there. So damn, that sucks, man. World's Worst Gamer, why don't you wait? There's at least one time a year that Out of the Park goes on sale for $5.95 American. So I've got to guess, even in Canadian money, that can't be too bad. So maybe wait till Out of the Park goes on sale. Use Excel and make yours. Okay, cool. Canva's nice. I have the professional version, but the free version, very, very nice for making logos. I've never tried it in Excel. Interesting. So that's it, guys. You're welcome. Bernie, do you have a game coming up tomorrow? Bernie saying earlier in 1914, one of the most exciting games he did, and that was an extra inning affair, no spoilers. Bernie did a great job, and it was also, I believe, his first broadcast using Out of the Park Baseball. So great job there, Bernie. For me, the reason why I have I have the computer managing both teams is most times I'm doing these leagues where I don't want to have my human influence on it. But it is a good strategy, I think, with this game too. You get used to it, to stream it anyhow, computer versus computer. It's faster than Action PC, certainly. I think the only game that would be harder to call than this one would be MLB The Show, but I've got 15 seasons before I get a chance to try that because even though I'm not the broadcaster Legends is, I promised that I wouldn't live broadcast with my voice in MLB The Show. So as I continue doing MLB The Show stuff, which has been way too long, I'll just use the in-game broadcasters. I don't want to. His project is so unique. I don't want to be accused of trying to do that. But again, he's a much better broadcaster, so it really is not going to hurt him at all. And that's it. Thank you, Cousin Ken. And with that, we're going to start cutting out of here. And may do a baseball game tomorrow. If it will be, it'll be in the afternoon. Christopher Slovic is an amazing broadcaster. Yes, he is. Texags, you're absolutely right. I mean, these guys are amazing. Bernie says World Series for 1967 begins on the 4th of October. The 1975 American League Championship Series also begins the same day, and 1914 week sometime. Excellent. Okay, next week. Right. Okay, so next week sometime. So Bernie's going to be expecting a lot of content creators to do a lot of sports over the weekend. So we got to keep Bernie happy. He'll come out and smack us around and say we're all schmagiggy and all that kind of good Yiddish stuff, man. So love it, Bernie. Bernie, you're doing an awesome job. Please, please, please don't. I know you're kind of, you got to watch the whole game, Beatles. No, I don't. I know your broadcasting style. It's really good. It's very conversational. Keep it up, man. Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate it. Dwayne, what do you got coming up before we sign off? Let's see what's going on. What are people doing? 11 in here now, I know. How about the Al's F-ball game must be over. So, which is all good. For those of you who were at Al's Pro Strategy Pigskin game, hope you enjoyed it. I really do. And hopefully somebody said hi to Al for me. Dwayne, what's coming up on your channel, buddy? Buddy old pal? Me old campaigner? I always enjoy Dwayne Martz's broadcast. My work schedule makes it very, very difficult, however. One thing I'd like to return to on the channel is having you guys pick 2 teams and we just play them just on a one-off. I do miss doing that. That was fun. We have the 1915 World Series to finish up. Hey, you're welcome, Mike. Thank you for coming in, and I do want to get you on the mic sometime just to have just a good baseball talk again. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Thank you, Todd B, for that. Todd B asking folks to drop a like. Thank you, buddy. That's something I don't, I appreciate it, though, and my cats, too. Dwayne Martz has got a doubleheader with the Yankees and Orioles and a doubleheader with the Braves and Cardinals. And when will that be, Mr. Martz? We would like to know. As not all of us. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. They are certainly a lot of fun. I'd like to get a bunch of guys on here some night. As far as I know, by the way, for the Shanks League, that's going to be the draft for that will be held off until 18 October, when MV will be returning from Jamaica back to the United Kingdom. I know. And if I didn't do 2 games tonight, I would do the 1915 World Series because we do have to finish that up. Maybe that's the game I'll do tomorrow in the afternoon. We'll do game whatever it is. Where are we in the 19? I'm not going to play it. I promise you. Don't panic, people. Let me see. 1915 World Series. Let's see. Where are we in this thing? Just for giggles. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. for the Yankees, says Dwayne Martz. What the hell? All right, so why is this thing being so weird? Oh, okay. So the series is tied even. It is even, and when next we return to the 1915 season, it will be Dutch Leonard, or the 1915 World Series, Dutch Leonard against George Chalmers. So let me get the hell out of here before I accidentally play the game. Ken says, 1915, I remember it well. Ken Castro says, I'd like to have the chat have an input into choosing his Bats All-Star team. Going to put that in motion in a few weeks. When do you want to do that, Ken? We can do that now. We don't have to call a game. We can do that. We can do whatever you guys want to do, or you just tell me, make like a shepherd and get the flock out of here. So, Merciless Gamer, don't encourage. Who are we not encouraging? Out of the Park dead ball managing style, much more aggressive than mine. Yeah, so Out of the Park Baseball plays really, really good dead ball baseball just right out of the rip. It does a great job with dead ball. I dare say it does. I mean, Action PC once you set the managers, but this plays a great dead ball game. Question: why'd they choose the word federal for that league? Good question. I could give you an answer, but I don't know if it's the right one, Todd B. Okay, so you need to produce a ballot of some sort. Okay, so but what is this? So you want to choose an all-star team. So this is the Bats. These are pre-expansion teams, the original Sweet 16. And cousin, let me know just sometime through Messenger on the Discord, and we'll set up a broadcast just for that. We'll get some guys on the mic, including yourself, if you'd like. And we'll do it. We'll do it. It'll have fun. Yeah, Dwayne says to Bernie, you did a great job. Watched it work, unable to comment. He did do a great job. All right, let's answer Todd's question, because I think I know the answer, but why was it called the... Hey, I'm not above Googling stuff. Why not? Let's see if we have a good answer. Blah, 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 blah. There's an official. Hey, there's an official site for Federal League Baseball. I did not know that. Let's see. Instead, we set out. Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Provide teams play more games, more manager input. Blah blah blah. And we will ensure that it exists for many years to come. The name Federal Baseball is a reference to the early 20th century Federal League. Federal League was the third major league. Blah blah blah. Most recent league, Federal League began play. It does not. I'm not finding it so far, but I'm finding a sweet picture of a scorecard for Chicago. Wow. Okay. Why did they call it the Federal League? Why? So forget that Federal League one. That's let me see. Come on, tell us why. So it started as a minor league. It was the Columbia League in 1912, according to a source that I'm reading. Ba, 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 ba. Few attempts, Mexican League, blah, Continental League, blah, blah, blah. History. Okay, it started as an independent league in 1912 as the Columbia League, but changed its name to the Federal League at the start of the 1930s season, playing so it would be now known as an independent minor league, but at that time thought as an outlaw minor league. Powers President, Major Circuit, World Banking Company. I'm just scanning this. I don't. Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea. I wish I knew. Oh, where did I get that history of baseball software? Oldgames.com. Old-games.com. I'll bring it up and put the link in the chat for you. Come on, you. There we go. So, in fact, yeah. And the Russians don't like it, apparently. All right. There you go. TexAgs in the chat for you. Bernie says it was simply an alternative to National American. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say this is the answer. So, yeah, the shadow of the ball is the tricky one. But once you watch it, you're still going to miss a few. Anyhow, you're still going to miss a few. It happens. Ken Castro says, I think about putting the ballot in the Discord and let folks choose at leisure. You can do that, and then we can do kind of a night where we can talk about those players. Because I think it's a great project, Ken. I really, really do. So, World's Worst Gamer, you heard my Russia story, right? Well, I'm not going to get political about it, but you heard my Russia story, right? You did hear what happened to me with that, so I'm pretty sure you were here for that one. That was a bloody scream. You didn't. All right, this is the quick one. So it was the end of the game a couple of nights ago, and I felt that I really wanted to show off that program again, Baseball's Greatest Hits, which has all kinds of like actual game calls and stuff like that, right? So we listened to like a long one of the 1934 World Series when Ducky Medwick is having soda bottles and oranges and God knows what else thrown at him out in left field in the final game of the 1934 series. Real long. It was like a 7-minute radio call. It was great. We got to listen to Satchel Paige, a few other players, right? We get to George Sisler. And George Sisler is just this little sound bite. It's maybe a minute, if that. And George Sisler was talking about a time that Babe Ruth, that with Yankees were in town playing the St. Louis Browns, and Babe Ruth was laughing at how short the right field was in Sportsman's Park, and in batting practice he was hitting home runs out to right field, right, one-handed. And that was it. And so I said, okay, guys, that's it. Blah, blah, blah. Next day I get up to look at, I always like to check my metrics and crap on YouTube and try to answer comments. And I get this thing. Somebody filed a copyright claim. They said it's not a copyright strike. It doesn't affect your channel. However, some countries may be blocked from viewing the video. And it will list the countries that are blocked. And the country was Russia. So I guess the Russians did not appreciate the fact that I I'm not only a fan of George Sisler, but we actually got to hear George Sisler talk. Yep, that's exactly what happened. So it wasn't a straight out copyright, but if there's a copyright claim, YouTube can block it in some countries, and the country of origin for that was Russia. I know, unbelievable, right? George Sislovich or whatever, but there you go. So I guess I should be careful. Maybe the Russians um, have trademarked George Sisler's name. Yeah, so they're gonna miss out on Deadball. They're gonna miss out on George Sisler. So yeah, I know, world's worst gamer. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So there you go. Of course, and I mean, and this is true. You know, the Russians have claimed to have invented baseball, so maybe they were just a little bit pissed. I don't know. And I know lots of Russians. I'm Eastern Orthodox. So yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was hilarious. That was hilarious. So yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Everything looks kind of kosher so far. So if you guys start seeing some weird things coming up on my channel, you'll know that they're getting back at me for George Sisler. I have a feeling, though, it was not done in Russia. I think I know who did it, and that's okay. I think I know who did it. It was somebody that used to come to this channel and had some issues with him one night. And Legends broadcast, Legends tossed his ass out, and I knocked him out of this channel myself. So I think I know who did it, and it wasn't a Russian. So, you know, the dude was always welcome in here, but he just became just a pain in the ass. So I think I know who did it. Right? Yeah, blame a guy who's been dead for eons. Right? Who knows? That was just funny. You remember who it is? Yeah, Bernie. You remember? I think that's who. I can only. That's why I'm not gonna say his name. In my opinion, though, um, if anybody might have done it, and that's too bad. He started off to be an okay guy, but he ended up being a strunz. So, I'll not have that anymore. Yes, I do, Dwayne. I absolutely do think it was. I don't know why, but I do. I just, you know, it's one of those gut feelings, right? So yeah, yep. Fun stuff. Yeah, I do suspect it's that. I mean, come on. How many American, I mean, how many baseball fans outside of you smart guys here in this chat know George Sisler? More people have heard of Dick Sisler, right? But George Sisler, obviously the greater player, the Hall of Famer, but he's nah. I think it was a VPN thing, whatever, and doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was funny. It was actually funny. Like, Russia? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Check the sports section here real quick. See if they add any more baseball. But get that baseball's greatest hits. It's really good. It's really good. Ken Castro called it pure gold. So they haven't added anything as of late. There's a lot of baseball games on this site. Diamond Dreams um, is Pursue the Pennant. I didn't know that. There's one game I'm looking for, and I can't find it. Animoa. And it's Pro League Baseball, the 1994 edition. Ha! So Todd knows Sizzler Restaurant. Todd B says it smells of Boris and Natasha. Moose and Squirrel and Beatles Eternally. So I've got to look on eBay for. There's some guy that did it on YouTube. It's Pro League Baseball '94 edition. I remember I had it like years ago on CD. I think I bought it in like 1996. I had every team from 1904 to 1994, and I'd like to just play it again. It was buggy and weird and fun. You know the polls at Sizzler. What did you say was pure gold? That baseball's greatest hits. That one that I got the you were like, it's pure gold here. Remember, Ken? That was the one that I got the copyright claim on. But anyhow, it was the one the 1934 series and all that. So yeah, getting your um, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I can't think right now. Endorsement. Been a long time since we've talked some baseball here, boys. Abandonware. Yeah, let me see if this is the one, though. Now, this is the earlier version, Bernie. This one. So the '94 edition is the one that has um, every year from 1904 to 1994. But thank you. Still kind of early, says Cousin Ken. It is still kind of early. So if anybody wants to come on mic, or you want to do something, or whatever, or we can try to piss off the Russians again. I don't know. So you're 80-20 on starting another game. How many of you rolled up today, Ken? And or played on Diamond Mind? Diamond Mind getting the rare Ken Castro endorsement for digital products. We do have a dozen cranks in here. Not a single cranklet among them, though. You did just 3 today, you slacker. Cousin Ken slacking off. Did just 3 games today. What are we going to do with you, man? What are we going to do with you? God. Even my cats are looking at me. They're aghast right now, Ken, that you did just 3 games. You did just 3 games. I don't know. How about a Diamond Mine game? Well, that will clear the room. We can do that. That will definitely clear the room. So shall we do that? We're going to clear the room with a Diamond Mine game. We can do that. Hell, I'm not doing anything else. Hanging with you guys is fun. All right, Diamond Mine Baseball. I know, it's a sexy opening screen. There it is. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So World's Worst Gamer says he's about to roll a game for his Digital Diamonds. Great Teams League season. Really enjoying that game again. Yeah, I'm threatening to install that one again. All right, what is this? All-time great players. This is Volume 2. Do you guys want some modern baseball? Or do you want some old-timey teams? Or we can replay an all-star game, but I'm not going to do, like, as-played lineups or anything like that, substitution. We'll just we'll pick one of the all-star games in this game. Let me know. Rain all weekend there. You're going to roll up a load of games. Yeah, we're supposed to get some. It rained here today in the Commonwealth. Bernie says dead balls. So we got to. That's cool. So we will go and change the active database to. Why don't we go to 1907? Let's actually, instead of playing an all-time greats thing, let's go to 1907. Let's make sure. Let's see. View. Organizer, make sure everybody is in. Oh yeah, well, there we go. We got all kinds of 1907 action. All right, let's do it. And we're going to do a scheduled game. All right, and for you, Bernie, it's going to be Red Sox A's 1907 and Diamond Mine Baseball. We also have Cardinals Cubs, White Sox Browns, Pirates Reds, Naps Tigers, Phillies Giants, and Highlanders and Senators. But for Bernie, it would be the Red Sox and the Athletics. And we're going to let the computer manage everything. And welcome. All right, we are at Columbia Park here. And let's look at the, we have for Boston, we have Knight, Ferris, and Unglaub. That's going to be fun. Heine Wagner, Jimmy Barrett, Danny Sullivan, Bill Congalton, Artie Shaw, and Cy Young. And then for the Philadelphia Athletics, Jimmy Collins, Danny Murphy, Harry Davis, Nichols, Topsy Hartzell, Rube Oldring, Sox Seabold, Ozzie Schreckengast, and Eddie Plank. All right, so this will be a good matchup here. Eddie Plank versus Cy Young. Yep, still going, Michael. We're doing this is usually the room clearing game, Diamond Mine Baseball. So, Todd B says he's watching Sam Mejas at the moment in his project. It's a true baseball, yeah, true baseball nerd. All right, here we go. All right. And Knight steps in. Eddie Plank has finished his warm-up pitches. Welcome to 1907. It's the Boston Red Sox versus the Philadelphia Athletics, and it's opening day. Here's the 0-1 pitch tonight. The kick and delivery by Eddie Plank. This one grounded past Plank over the bag at second into center field. Score that one a single. Hobe Ferris now into bat. Plank checks Knight at first. Average stealing speed over there. The 1-2 pitch on Hobe Ferris. Here is the delivery to Harper to Nichols at short. This one should be a double play relay to first, and it is a double play tailor-made. Score that one 6-4-3. So 2 away here for the Red Sox in the top of the first, and it brings up Bob Unglaub. Plank with the 2-2 offering. Unglaub went around, and he is rung up and gone. So score that one a strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first. The 1907 Red Sox nothing, and the 1907 Philadelphia Athletics coming to bat. All right. Jimmy Collins will lead it off here. Always see Jimmy Collins in a lot of all-time great franchises. Cy Young ready to deal. MV's favorite pitcher. Here's the pitch to Collins. This one off-speed pitch, grounded straight up the middle and into center field. Base hit. So Jimmy Collins is aboard, and that will bring up Danny Murphy. Young into the stretch, and the pitch to Murphy. Murphy looks to lay a bunt down, gets it down on the left side. Knight at third base has it. His only play will be to first, throwing to Hope Ferris covering in time to get Danny Murphy. Jimmy Collins moves into scoring position. So with Philadelphia, runner in scoring position, and that brings up Harry Davis. The 1-0 to Davis. This one is drilled into right center field into the alleyway, and Kungalton will have to chase it. Scoring easily from second is Jimmy Collins, and in at second with a double is Harry Davis. So picking up the RBI, and the Athletics out to an early 1-0 lead. All right, Simon Nichols now to bat. He bats lefty for Philadelphia. The 1-2 from Cy Young. This one is a drive not too deep to right center field. Kungalton makes the catch. Davis tagging, starts for third, but he will stop as the throw comes in. All right, 2 away now for Topsy Hartzell. Great name there. Bats from the left. Cy Young with the pitch. This one hit up the middle, and this is a broken bat single for Hartzell. Harry Davis is rounding third. He goes home. Sullivan not risking the throw. Harry Davis scores, and it's 2-0. Philadelphia. And unbelievably, a crowd's still hanging in here for Diamond Mine Baseball. All right, here's Rube Oldring, and gotta love Rube Oldring. He's a big favorite of Lower Slower Board Gamer, a.k.a. Chris from Delaware. All right. So, Cy Young deals. Here is the pitch. Oldring tries to bunt for a base hit. This one pushed off to the right, but not too much. And this one rolling foul. Oldring back in now. And 0-2. Here is the pitch. And this one almost balked. Got away with it. Oldring tries to hold up. Shaw points to the umpire first, who says that Oldring went around, and that will be a strikeout. So, the Philadelphia Athletics pick up 2 runs here in the bottom of the first on 3 hits, no errors. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-0, and here is Heine Wagner, and we got to see Bernie manage Heine Wagner with the 1912 Red Sox. He did a fine job with that Red Sox team, by the way. All right. So what's nice about Diamond Mine Baseball is you just double-click on the player down in the field, and you get that same sort of action PC, how the player is doing in terms of his actual stats, what he's doing in the season and in the game. So pretty nice, and you can look at each team's roster that way. So very easy program to use once you understand how to switch the databases. That's the tricky bit. And bringing in relief pitchers is a pain in the ass in this thing. All right, here we go. Eddie Plank will start it off here. He's ready to deal. The 3-0 pitch to Heine Wagner. That one at the shoulders. Wagner looking at 4 in a row out of the strike zone, and Jimmy Barrett will come to the plate. He bats lefty. Gettysburg Eddie with a check of Heine Wagner at first. Plank from the high set. Here it comes. Wagner on the move. This one hit on the ground to deep short. Diving stop by Nichols. Keeps it in the infield, but Barrett will reach in the ground ball single. And Heine Wagner makes it into second. So 2 on for the Red Sox here. Nobody down. And that will bring up Denny Sullivan. Plank with a pitch on the way, a grounder between first and second, and both runners will move up. Murphy making the play to first, being his only viable choice. So 2 in scoring position, 1 away now for Bunk Congalton. What a name is that? Bunk Congalton. Bats lefty. Plank deals. Here's the delivery. Grounded to Nichols at short, and it's off his glove, rolling loose. Scoring from third is Wagner. Boston with runners at the corner, and that will be an E6 on Nichols at short. So Boston answers with a run here in the second inning, and it brings up Art Shaw. All right, Plank throws quickly to first, and Congalton just back safely. Davis, the tag too slow. Here's the pitch. Congalton gets a single to steal, but he didn't get a good jump. Shaw takes the ball just high. All right, the count is full. The pitch to Art Shaw, a little roller to first. Barrett going for home. Davis has it, throws home. Barrett goes down, and he is out. So 2 away, runners at first and second. 2-1 your score, and here comes Cy Young. Second pitch to Cy Young. This is swung on and pop up, and this one is about to end, and that does end the inning. However, the Red Sox pick up a run. We go to the bottom of the second inning. The Philadelphia A's 2 and the Boston Red Sox 1. All right. Dwayne Martz is crazy. How many games Cousin Ken does in a day? That's why I'm saying he's slacking at 3. Hey, there's Legend Sports Universe. How you doing, Legends? Were you planning on doing a game tonight? Because everybody was kind of baseball hungry. So if you're going to do a game, dude, do a game. Yes? No? Maybe? You've done games later than this before. Sorry I've been missing your games, Legends. My work schedule not permitting it. I'm catching what I can on the backside. I've been missing everybody's games. So please don't take that as a slight. Because I'm not about slighting people except for sleight of hand. Sox Siebold leads it off here for the Philadelphia Athletics. Ozzie Schreckengost and Eddie Plank. God, between Schreckengost and Congalton, I'm going to end up, and Unglaub, I'm going to end up spraining my jaw. Okay, not tonight. Probably not doing anything till Monday. All right. I look forward to it. All right, here we go. Cy Young pitches to Sox Siebold. He grounds this one to third. This one gloved by Knight. Over to first by Unglaub. And the ball gets away. This one low, and Siebold ends up at second. Knight gets charged with a 2-base error at third base. So E6. And a runner in scoring position for Ozzie Schreckengost. All right, Cy Young. Here's the delivery. Schreckengost squares. Pulls the bat back and takes that one in tight. Ball 1. Young ready to deal. 1-2 the count now. Here's the pitch to Schreckengost. A little swing and a blooper to center. Coming on quickly is Sullivan from center. Wagner and Ferris both after if they can't get it. Siebold around third, and Schreckengost has the base hit. Siebold will hold it third as it falls into that Bermuda Triangle just out there beyond second base. Here's Gettysburg Eddie Plank, first time up today for him. Here's the 1-1 from Cy Young, sliced in the air out to left field. The ball comes down out of the bright sky and into the glove of Jimmy Barrett for 1 out. Sox Siebold is going home. Barrett will not make the throw. Sox Siebold scores, and the Philadelphia Athletics add a little insurance here in the bottom of the second. It's 3-1. Philadelphia's Jimmy Collins steps to the plate. We're back at the top of the order for the Athletics. 2-strike pitch to Collins. This one ground ball and right over the bag at third. This one a little seeing eye job. Schreckengost rounds third and Collins coasts into second with a double. And Schreckengost will stop at third. All right, 1 away now. Payoff pitch now to Danny Murphy. Swung on, popped to short left. Barrett is racing in, still coming, and he is there and makes the grab for the second out. Score that one 7. 2 runners on and 2 away. And here is the number 3 hitter, Harry Davis, double to run in the first. Here's the pitch. This one is lofted into shallow right. Center fielder Sullivan slices in and has it for out number 2. Philadelphia strands 2. Boston comes to bat, and it is 3-1. So Boston will come back to the top of the order now for John Knight. Eddie Plank ready to deal. John Knight singled his last time up. Plank with the sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on, bloop to short left, falling in for a base hit over short. So John Knight aboard, and here's Hobe Ferris. He readies himself. Here's the pitch to Ferris. Knight gets a signal to steal, but does not get a good jump. Strike one called on the inside corner. Ferris didn't like it, has plenty to say about it. The umpire just ignoring him. So runner on here. Quick throw to first by Eddie Plank, and Knight is back standing up. Left-handed Plank comes to the stretch, the 1-1 on Hobe Ferris. The pitch from Gettysburg. Eddie Ferris grounds it down to the mound. They could get 2 here. Plank with a grab. They go to the second for 1. Over to first, and the twin killing. They get Ferris on the bang-bang play. So 2 down. Bases empty for Bog Unglaub. Reminds me of Ungoliant from the Silmarillion. J.R. Tolkien. All right. Unglaub struck out last time. Plank stares in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the delivery. Little tapper out to the mound. Murphy charging, juggles it and drops it. Recovers, throws to first, way wide and past Davis. Unglaub thought of going to second, decides against it and accepts the free base. So that's going to be an error, and that will bring up Heine Wagner. So second error of the game for the Philadelphia Athletics. And I'm going to keep this game going, guys. Keep the chat going. It's awesome. All right, right-handed Wagner takes his stand. Scored after walking last time. Plank from the stretch in the 3-2. Plank works, and the runner Unglaub breaks for second. This one dribbled foul right off the catcher and rolls slowly to the backstop. We'll reset and do it again. Throw over from Plank. Davis reaches for the tag, and Unglaub just gets back in time. Throw to first. Catches Unglaub leading the wrong way. They've got him at a rundown. Davis throws to Nichols. Nichols runs him back to first, fakes a throw, and tags Unglaub for the out. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. And Philadelphia still leads Boston 3-1 in this game from 1907 in Diamond Mine baseball. Where's Big Clue? He loves Diamond Mine baseball. Anyhow. All right, so Simon Nichols will lead it off. The number 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the A's. Nichols, all right, Young stares in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball over first, and this one goes foul just wide of the bag. Count goes to 1-1. Here's the pitch. Nichols with a ringing single to center. Young is fooling and nobody. So Nichols aboard, and that's the 6th hit for the Athletics in the game. Topsy Hartzell again, run-scoring single in the first. Nichols being held at first, a ball and a strike. Young kicks and delivers, swung on and grounded to deep short. Wagner gloves it to second for 1, on to first, and Hartzell is doubled up. Score that one 6-4-3. Bases empty, 2 down. And Rube Oldring steps into the right-hander's box, struck out his last time up. The delivery, blooper out over third. Nobody's going to get to this one. Oldring going for 2, and he is safe. It's a very close play at second, but Oldring in under the tag. So runner in scoring position here for Philadelphia. Sox-Siebold now, batting in the 7th spot, reached on an error and scored. The count even at 2 each. Here's the pitch. Line drive caught at third by a diving Knight. Wow. So that ends the inning, and we head to the top of the 4th. Boston behind 3-1. The Athletics scoring 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Boston's lone run came in the second. Heine Wagner will lead it off here against Gettysburg. Eddie Plank. Wagner standing in. 0-1 the count. Plank works to Wagner. Long fly ball to right and deep. In some parks this might be challenging, but not here. Siebold with rooms to spare runs it down. So this park has some serious dimensions. As you can see down the right field line, it's 315, but straight or sort of, yeah, it's straightaway center. It's 430 feet. So strange ballpark we have here. And Todd B says best of franchises 77 to 82. That's his sweet spot. And a great era of baseball there. Some great teams there. Great Phillies teams, Cardinals teams, Pirates teams, Reds teams, all over the place. All right, here's Jimmy Barrett batting with one down. Barrett singled his last time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one up into the strike zone, elevated into right center field, angling in for the Sox-Seabold, and he takes it in right field for out number 2. And here is Denny Sullivan. The lefty stands in. He grounded out back in the second. The count 0-1. The kick and delivery by Plank bounced right side. Davis takes it wide of the bag, tosses to the pitcher and coming across, who takes it to the bag for the out. All right, we head to the bottom of the 4th. Boston still trailing 3-1. Ozzie Schreckengust due up against Cy Young here to start it off. Schreckengust opened the bottom of the 4th, singled his last time up. The 1-2 pitch. This one swung on and missed. Strike 3. Schreckengust is sent packing. And here's Eddie Plank now. Second time today, the 0-1 pitch from Cy Young. High drive to center. This one playable for Denny Sullivan. Over toward left center a bit, and Plank is retired. So 2 away here for Philadelphia in the bottom of the 4th. 2 down, and here's Jimmy Collins. He doubled his last time up. Here's the delivery. Hard grounder to Wagner at short. Throws to first, and that will indeed end the inning. Score that one 6-3. We go to the 5th. The score remains Philadelphia 3, Boston 1. And Bunk Congalton. Boy, do I love that name. Bunk Congalton. I think it looks like a Native American by his facial features here. Could be Native American. I think so. Have to look him up and see. All right, Bunk Congalton will open the 5th with Boston, safe in an error back in the 2nd. The 1-2 pitch. Gettysburg Eddie comes to the plate. This one pops up. Somebody better take charge. Denny Murphy does. 1 away. All right. Having fun, I hope, guys. Right-handed Shaw stands in. He bounced to Davis last time. Ball 1 on Shaw. The next pitch to him. Shaw hits a deep drive to center, giving chases Oldring, and he pulls it in for the out. So 2 away now, and that will bring up Denton True Young. Infield pop-up in the 2nd. Plank's ready. The 1-1 to Young. This one a grounder right side in the hole. Murphy moves into the hole, takes it in to Davis at first in time to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The score remains Philadelphia 3, Boston 1. All right. Here's Danny Murphy for the 3rd time today. Young looks in. The 2-2 delivery. Towering fly ball back of first. This one playable. Who's going to get it? And it's the second baseman who stays with it. Hope Ferris making the catch. So 1 away now. And here's the right-hitting Harry Davis. 1 strike on Davis. Cy Young deals 1 hopper hit to short. And Wagner lets it get away from him. Easy play, but this time he does not make it. Score that one, an E6 on Wagner. So that's the 2nd error by the 1907 Red Sox. The Athletics and the Red Sox, each with 2 errors, and it brings up Simon Nichols now, batting in the number 4 slot for Philadelphia. Nichols singled back in the 3rd, 0-1. Here's the pitch. This one a little pop-up in the direction of second baseman Hope Ferris, and he will take it in for out number 2. Harry Davis remains at first, and Topsy Hartzell in the box now. Young peers in, the pitch on the way. Davis gets a signal to steal, but does not get a good jump. First pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Young steps off, throws to first. The throw is short. Unglob knocks it down in front of him while Davis steps back in safely. Young comes to the set. Again, the 1-2 pitch. Here's a looping ball out over second, but the catch is made by Sullivan coming in. So that ends the inning. We go to the top of the 6th, and it's still 3-1. John Knight will lead it off here for the Boston Red Sox. He has a couple of hits already in a day. A ball a night. Gettysburg Eddie comes home. Pop fly. This one between first and second. Murphy comes in off the dirt and puts it away for the first out. So Danny Murphy, a superb second baseman. Here's Hope Ferris now. One strike pitch to Ferris. High pop-up foul coming back toward the screen. That should get out of play, and it does. Plank ready to deal. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Plank lets it go. This one fisted to shallow left. Hartzell was there to make the catch. And here's our good friend, Bob Unglaub. Batting in the 3 slot, reached an error last time. Here's the delivery. Swing and a high pop-up. Shallow right field. Sock-Siebold and Murphy. And it's Murphy backpedaling, and he will make the catch. So Boston goes quietly. We go to the home half of the 6th. It is still 3-1. As the chat continues. Right-handed Oldring comes to the plate, doubled off Cy Young in the 3rd. 2-2 pitch. Oldring, grounder left side. Wagner will go to first with it in time for the outscore. That one 6-3. Sock-Siebold, the hitter. He was robbed back in the 3rd. Young is ready. Here's the pitch to Siebold. There's a long drive down the left field line. Jimmy Barrett is after it and makes the catch on the run. The play-by-play in this, especially in really crazy games, can get you on the edge of your seat. I've not seen a play-by-play that can do it the way Diamond Mine does it. It's amazing. Now the number 8 hitter, Ossie Schreckengo, struck out by Cy Young back in the 4th. Young winds and deals, hard hit grounder to first. Unglaub has it on 2 hops, and he'll hit Young covering at first for the out. We go to the 7th, and Heine Wagner will lead it off here for the Boston Red Sox. The Philadelphia Athletics 3-7-2. The 1907 Boston Red Sox 1-3-2. Heine Wagner, the right-handed hitter, moves in. 0-2. Plank deals. Pulled high and deep down the left field line. Long run for Hartzell, but lots of room. And he takes it for the putout. 1 away now. And here's Jimmy Barrett, the number 5 hitter. The 2-2 pitch from Eddie Plank. And Barrett with a nice level swing. Lines a base hit to left. Jimmy Barrett aboard now. And here is Sullivan. So Barrett being held at first. Plate protection here at 1-2. Here's a pop-up back at the plate. Schreckengoss goes back. He has room. Tosses the mask aside, and he has it for the 2nd out. Bunk Congalton now. Popped out to second back in the 5th. The 3-2 pitch. The runner goes. This one fouled off and out of play. Jimmy Barrett will get back to first. Out of the stretch goes Plank. The count is full. The pitch to Congalton. The runner is off again. Ball 4 called. That pitch was close. May have had the corner, and Eddie Plank is not happy. 2 men aboard now. And it brings up Art Shaw. So the Red Sox here could be in business, but 2 away. Barrett at second. Congalton at first. And we will see a pinch hitter, so Art Shaw is done. Deacon McGuire will come in to pinch hit. The 1-2 pitch from Eddie Plank, grounded hard, but right to Nichols at short. He goes to second for the force, retiring the side. So the Boston Red Sox are turned away. Lou Krieger will now come in and catch for the Boston Red Sox. And, of course, we Pirate fans know all about Lou. He's kind of the reason that the Pirates have their name. Actually, he is the reason. Lou Krieger he didn't, but it's why we're called the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right, Eddie Plank here to bat against Cy Young. You gotta love it as viewership goes down, but people are hanging in, having fun. Eddie Plank lined out his last time, the 1-0 pitch. Little roller off first. Young going over. Lets Unglaub take it, and the first baseman will take it. 3 unassisted. 1 down. Here is Jimmy Collins. Pitch on the way from Young. Lined hard back up the middle. This one through for a single. Jimmy Collins stays 3 for 4. All right. Danny Murphy now will have a go here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 on, 1 out. Hitless today. Snap throw to first. Collins back in there safely. Young to the stretch. Here is the delivery on the ground through the middle. Hobe Ferris dives, and he's got it. Flips to Wagner, covering, and everybody is safe. An infield hit for Danny Murphy. Jimmy Collins at second, Danny Murphy at first. And here is Harry Davis batting in the 3 slot for the Philadelphia A's. Safe in an error back in the 5th. The 2-0 pitch from Cy Young. Davis ahead in the count. Here's the pitch to Davis. A let-up pitch tapped towards short. Wagner in on it quickly. Has it. Straightens up. And he throws Davis out. Collins moves to third on the play. And to second is Danny Murphy. Here's Simon Nichols now. Hit in 3 trips. Here's the 1-1 count. The kick and the delivery. This one hit a long ways toward right center where it short hops the fence. 2 runs will score, and Congalton and Boston do well to hold Nichols to a double. So now batting Freddie Perrin, and this game all but over. It's 5-1 now in favor of Philadelphia. All right, so Freddie Perrin comes into play right field for the Boston Red Sox. Simon Nichols at second. Here's Topsy Hartzell. And pitching for Boston, Fred Burchell. This will be his first appearance of the season. All right, Burchell back on the rubber. The count even at 1-1. Burchell pitches to Hartzell, swinging a weak fly ball to right field. Perrin coming hard and makes a diving catch. Outstanding play out there by the right fielder. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Boston down 5-1. All right, Freddie Perrin in the box. And here comes the pitch from Eddie Plank. Swung on, ripped back up the middle. Nichols to his left. He has it. Throws on the move in time for the putout. Score that one 6-3. John Knight, the hitter now. Pair of singles in 3 trips. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Knight grounds one hard to third. Bobbled by Collins. Keeps it in front. Throws over. And he still manages to get Knight by 4 or 5 steps. 2 down now. Number 2 hitter, Hobe Ferris. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Eddie Plank. This one hit by the mound, charging his shortstop Nichols, thrown on the run, and he nails Hobe Ferris for the 6-3 putout. Bottom of the 8th. The Athletics leading here 5-1. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the 7th. Boston's lone run came back in the second. So not a good night for Red Sox fans, at least in this game. All right, Rube Oldring, Sox Siebold, and Ossie Schreckengoss due up for the Mac men. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Oldring. Burchell fires, drive to left. Barrett, however, will make the play in left, and the first out is in the books. Number 7 hitter, Sox Siebold now. Long fly near the left foul pole last time up. The 1-2 pitch. Only a look, and it cost him strike 3. So 2 down. Here comes Ossie Schreckengoss. 1 hit in 3 official bats. The 3-1 pitch. Here's the delivery. Sky to right center. Sullivan along with Perrin, and it will be Perrin who makes the catch in right field for the out. We go to the 9th, and the Red Sox have 3 chances to try to catch these Philadelphia Athletics. Here's Bob Unglaub. Love saying that name. He hasn't hit safely today. 3-1 the count. Plank with his 100th pitch. Unglaub rolls it to Nichols at short. Up with it. Flips off balance to Davis in time for the 6-3 putout. All right, the number 4, Heine Wagner, steps in. The outfield playing straight away. The 1-0 pitch to Wagner, and Plank pops him up towards second. Murphy has it sized up, and he handles it. So 2 down, and it's up to Jimmy Barrett to try to get something going here. He steps in, 2 for 3 in the ball game. The ball 2 delivery, ground ball to the right of Plank. Danny Murphy is there as the side is retired on a 4-3, and that is your ball game. The Philadelphia Athletics take this one, 1907 opening day from the Boston Red Sox. 5-1. We'll save our game stats, and we'll save our box scores and all that kind of fun stuff. And there we go. And we can exit, and you can exit the game, and then for any game that's played, if you double click it, it's already been played, but you can look at box scores and all that kind of stuff. So there is our box score good old-fashioned box score, and follows by the game log. And just great, great, great stuff. This is a fantastic baseball simulation. No bells and whistles, but one hell of an engine under it. Whew. All right, guys, that's it. Triple header. Who said I'm not playing a game? Well, somebody said play a dead ball game. So there you go. You know me. It's baseball. I can't stop. I'm such a geek. You know what? I'm practicing for Super Bowl Sunday. Practicing for Super Bowl Sunday. It'd be nice to get another broadcaster on board with it, but I guess that probably won't happen. If it does, I would be super, super thankful. Thank you, cuz. So this is the only digital game that Ken Castro really has given his okay to. So, but really, really like it, and there we go. What are we doing for Super Bowl? I'm going to attempt, sort of cheating. Okay. Oh, so you're going to Aggie F ball. All right. I hope you enjoy it. I hope your team wins. Texas Aggies. Hopefully they win. So you won't be back till Sunday. All right, man. Have a great, great time. So what we're going to do for Super Bowl Sunday this year, I must be a madman, Cousin Ken. Along with Ernie Harwell's help and Mel Allen and Lon Simmons and Hank Greenwald. Yes, that's right. I'm going to be bringing another game onto the channel. I'm going to start. I don't know what time the festivities start for that goofy game, but I'm hoping on that Sunday to start at 1:30 p.m. and between calling some games, having Ernie do some games, Mel Allen, Lon Simmons, Hank Greenwald, Kurt Gowdy. It's going to be all the way until that madness ends. So probably looking at an 11-hour marathon of baseball. I always do something every year. I'd love to have Ken on here as a special guest for at least some of that. So I think it's going to be. I know Big Clue says he'll be here. I know that you'll be here as well, cousin. So for everybody else, the past couple years I've done stuff on Super Bowl Sunday. We've actually had a pretty good crowd in here. I was really surprised. So I don't know if they were good Super Bowls or not. So, but that's what's doing. That's what's up. So if we get another broadcaster, that would be great because we could tandem off to other channels. But if we don't, I got an army of broadcasters and myself. So we'll have fun. This is going to be your first Super Bowl. Yes, this is our fourth year, cuz. First year, Cousin Ken actually picked both the games, and that's what brought Robbie Wartburg to the channel, actually. First game was, what was that, Ken? Was that the 1915 Chicago Whales and Pittsburgh Rebels? And then the nightcap was the infamous 1978 Bucky F. Dent game. And Robbie Wartburg came in that first game. It was Baseball for Windows, was instantly enamored. I had just returned. I'd only been in America for like a month. So yeah, this will be our fourth year. And it definitely was a fun game. So it's our fourth year. Loving it. Wait, so 2020, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, I did. Yeah, 2019. So this will be I skipped 2021. So this will be our fourth year. I didn't do 2021. So Robbie is, he's attending online. He's taking online courses. So he's doing undergraduate stuff right now at some school or another. And he's got to be excited. Have they decided the American League West yet? Last I checked, the Rangers were in first place. Congratulations to the Minnesota Twins, who have taken the AL Central. AL East belongs to Baltimore, of course. National League, I think the National League is all set up. But yeah, congrats to the Twins. Good job, Twins. Who asked for a Federal League game? That would be Cousin Ken Castro. Because I'm like, Ken, it was a few days before, and by that, I mean, was just getting to know Ken and realized that not a fan of that other game either. And I said, well, I always do something baseball related, whether it's reading a book, watching a spate of baseball movies, or playing some baseball games. And I was like, well, let's just do some baseball on YouTube. And I said, why don't you pick the games? And so he picked the Federal League game, and I said, what next, cuz? And it was the catering to the Bucky F. Dent, the Yankees Red Sox game. So that's what I do, because we know that just the next day really is the beginning where baseball starts ginning up after the Super Bowl. So baseball fans are talking about the upcoming season, and Super Bowl folks are talking about the commercials. And it makes everybody happy. And they have a trademark on that stupid game. You can't even call it that. So I it's like, okay, I'll call it the Super Bowl, because I had somebody got sued one year for using the what that championship game is actually called. Not that anybody notices except me, except the Russians. So guys, hopefully we can get a couple people to broadcast. If not, I'm nuts. And and I think it's usually over like at 10 o'clock, 10:30. So it's going to be anywhere from 9 to 10 hours of baseball on this channel, internet permitting. Yeah, and college basketball, yes, it really does, because right, you have March Madness and all that stuff, definitely. So baseball at least ginning up and to get ready for those magic words, pitchers and catchers report. But yes, college basketball about to enter the frenzy known as March Madness, right? Will there be scantily clad women? Oh boy, do I have some artwork to show you, Todd B. So yes, we will punctuate with some artwork. I can't show you there's certain ones that I've created I can't put up here, but yes, yes, definitely you will see. You will have some entertainment in that respect. Yeah, we did miss 2021. We missed 2021. We did. So we did 2019, 2020, missed 2021, and did last year, and we'll do this year. So this is our 4th year. 2021, I was otherwise engaged, you might say. So, but we're on it. We're on it. We're on it. We're on it. For anybody who plays Diamond Mine Baseball, if you're interested, the seasons from 1876 to 1926 are available for free. Diamond Mine Baseball is very cool, has allowed these to stay out here. They're starting to go back and do, these are not official, but they play really, really well. And Diamond Mine Baseball very kindly has allowed these to stay up there. So go look for them, and you pick up a ton of baseball seasons for this fine game. And there's a lot of good home brews for it as well. And because of the databases, once you get used to them, it's super easy to mix and match. So, Cousin Ken Castro is going to give us a special treat. That should pull almost everybody away from F-ball, is he's going to give a scholarly talk, and even from peer-reviewed journal, right, Ken? He's going to give a talk on 1980s versus 1990s adult stars after the first game. So there we go, guys. Looking forward. I'm not going to risk it tonight, because I open the art folder and YouTube might see something and be like, wait, and I can't even make that argument and say, but it's art. You're not allowed to show certain things on YouTube. So, but you know what? That's okay. I like studying the human anatomy, specifically that of female particles. Linda Lovelace. Yeah, so we could have it'd be a real blowout, wouldn't it? Get it? Linda Lovelace versus who was that chick in the 90s? Oh my God, blonde. She wrote a book. Jenna Jameson. So Jenna Jameson, yeah. Ken, you know about Jenna Jameson, right? And Linda Lovelace. There we go. And it would be a game between those two, and we'd have a blowout either way. I'm really trying hard with this joke, and people are actually leaving. Okay, well, That's all right. Okay. Thank you to Jameson on a different level compared to level. Jenna Jameson. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness. So hey, let's do. Yeah, we'll do. Tell you what. Till I finish the stogie, let's have a Ken Castro preview movie talk. So let's see. Who else do we got out there? Anna Fox. Pretty nice. Let me see. Who else? What's her name? Aria Faye. So no, is there really? Is there an Adult Stars Hall of Fame? I did not know that. Where's that located? Carlos is ready to jump on a jet right now. Where is that located? Ken, actually, where is that located? Maybe that's where we can have our confab next year. Yeah, you've already seen the Negro League Hall of Fame, so come on, where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna Google it. Where is it, cousin? I think that would be amazing. We just can't tell Robbie Wartburger he won't come. So, and that was not meant to be a pun. So, what was it? Why does it always happen? Why does this always happen? I love it. All right, I'm looking it up. That's it. Wait, is Ken answering? One Hall of Fame Howard Baines can't get, or Harold Baines can't get in. All right, let me see. I should probably do an incognito search here, but that's okay. Adult stars. This will decide where possibly our. Okay, so it's the AVN Hall of Fame. What has all the members? Let's list the members. Let's look at it. There's a lot of them. Forget it. Holy moly. Wow. There's a lot of. Holy shit. Dude, this is a huge Hall of Fame. And how many of these are real names? God knows. Wow. All right. So, it's a whole bunch. Where's it located? Where's it located? Or is it just is this thing just is it like virtual? I have no idea where it is. Damn. Oh well. That's a lot of people in there. Do they have a veterans option to be elected? He said members. Butthead chuckle. he, he said members. Anyhow, Gail Force should be in, but some says she's in the Hall of Very Good. Well, all right. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do no, can't. We'll do this. Images. Gail Force. And since we're just doing images, and we're not gonna, let's see. Let's see if I can't believe we're doing this. All right. So, see, we can't really. It's YouTube. We can't show her in action, can we? We have to go to. I think there's another one called. Is it called? I don't know. Rumbler, or something. There she is, but I don't think we can. Can we? Well, there she is. A cover. All right, you guys. Here's a picture of her that we can show. I think. Um, is this she? Is this she? Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. It's asking who's she dating. I don't know who she's dating. You guys can Google her yourself. So, actually, she is in 1997. All right. Dwayne Bart says, "I'll bet it's hard to get in." The awards are in LA or Vegas, not Cooperstown nor Kansas City. So I guess we're pretty much screwed there. It's too bad it's not, we could have our convention there and just horrify everybody. I reached a peak of 13 tonight. That was nice. Thanks, God. Guys, Carlos Yes isn't picturing monitors in the Hall of Fame showing some of the greatest scenes ever. If it should be anywhere, it should be Vegas or LA would be perfect for that. Or somewhere up, maybe in some little town in Vegas. Why not? I mean, come on, guys. It's big money. It's big money. What's the statistic? 78% of the people that have been on the internet have looked up corn at one time or another. So, Omaha, Nebraska. Ooh, boy, I don't know about Omaha. I think they're too conservative for that out there. Although, um, anything's possible, right? The Ron Jeremy Lifetime Achievement Award. The shit you learn on this channel. And who starts it? And who starts it? Now, we go back in the chat, and who says, just out of the blue, very, 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 after we're talking about Super Bowl Sunday, right? So we're talking about that, and then the Federal League, and then Cousin Ken Castro starts off with a talk about, adult stars. And then, right? Then what does he say? You guys you guys do know there's an Adult Stars Hall of Fame. So who starts it? You, Cousin Ken talks about the shit you learn in this channel. Yeah, you're frequently the protagonist and antagonist, the anti-hero, our beloved Ken Castro. All right, guys, gonna shut it down. What a lot of fun, and you're right. What you learn on here. Oh my God, Todd, really? He asked you the doors in that Hall of Fame open both ways. Any Russians listening in now should have a lot of fun with this because this is way more fun than tagging me for George Sisler. Yep, just goes to show you guys know more than baseball. Yep. Oh, definitely. Definitely. All right, guys, thank you. We've gone too far, obviously, to thank everybody. So you guys know who you are. Thank you for coming in tonight for a triple header. And until the next time, see you around the batting cage and at the AVN Hall of Fame. All right. All right. Take care, everybody. Glad you enjoyed the night. And see you next time. Dwayne Martz tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock has some baseball. So make sure everybody's up, bright eyed and bushy tailed. Till then, see you around the batting cage, guys. Good night.